From pretty much the present, this is your host, Adam Graham, welcoming you to a week of old-time radio detective podcast from 2013. Because these podcast episodes are quite old, offers and information contained in them are not valid unless they are reflected on our website at greatdetectives.net. Now enjoy a week of podcasts from our archives at the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. Welcome to the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio from Boise, Idaho. This is your host, Adam Graham. If you have a comment, email it to me. Box13 at greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/Radio Detectives. Well, today's episode is brought to you by the support of our listeners. And I want to especially thank Brian, who sent along a very nice donation. We'll send along access to the premium site, as we do with all donations of $7 or more. And if you'd like to donate to the show, go to support.greatdetectives.net. Now, in the past, that's just been for our listener support campaign. We're putting more basic information here because I've gotten feedback from several of our listeners indicating that it's kind of hard to find where to donate. So we're making that easy. I've also added a list of other ways to help support the show, including some of the affiliate programs, books, all that good stuff, as well as some stuff that's free and helpful as well. So check that out, support.greatdetectives.net. Well, here now is today's episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, The Valentine Manor, Part 1 and Part 2.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Roy Vickers, New Britain Mutual, Johnny.
Hi, Roy.
How'd you like to try some Creole cooking?
Okay, what's up?
One of the bellhops at the St. Agnes Hotel in New Orleans had quite a time last night. He opened the safe and walked out with $7,500 in cash and a diamond necklace worth a cool $25,000.
So help me, Roy. I didn't know bellhops had so much fun.
That isn't all. He also stole a station wagon belonging to the hotel manager, not to mention the manager's wife.
What do you want back?
Mainly that necklace. It's the property of one of our clients. She was stopping at the St. Agnes and had it stowed in the hotel safe.
Any line on the bellhop?
Not a trace so far.
The wife?
Don't be funny. Can you hop a plane down there and see what's happened for us?
Sure, Roy.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the New Britain Mutual Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Valentine matter. Expense account item 1, $175 and no cents. Airfare and the incidental costs it takes to get from Hartford to New Orleans. Once there, I was more than surprised to discover the police had wound up the whole case. The prodigal bellhop, along with the $7,500 in cash, the diamond necklace, the station wagon, even the manager's wife, had all been recovered. Everything and everyone tearful, but intact. I reported this development to all parties concerned, phoned the airport for a reservation back to Hartford, which they said would be the following afternoon, and then looked around for something to do. I found a spot on Burgundy Street that seemed to be less crowded than the others and settled down for the evening. That's where it happened. He was sitting alone, tall, gray-haired, rugged. A face full of some 50-odd years, I guessed, and full of some other things no one could guess. It was 3 drinks at the bar before I made out who he was, who he had been. A man who was once big, in a way that only Prohibition made them big. This seat taken?
No.
Mind if I sit down, Mr. Valentine?
Well, you can't be that old.
How old?
Old enough to recognize me.
Recognize you from your picture. Long time ago.
Time. I guess I could tell you more about that than anybody. You a cop?
No, I'm an insurance investigator.
You were a cop once?
Once. Can I buy you a drink, Mr. Valentine?
Dan's enough. Sure. You're doing better than the boys in the force. I've been living in New Orleans for 3 months now. Nobody's called on me.
Any reason why they should?
No. No, there isn't. But then no one's ever figured out a way to stop a policeman from making a visit when he wants to.
That's true.
That's a funny thing. There's a lot of policemen I've liked in my day. Visiting policemen. That is, on certain days. You're too young to remember much about it, Dollar, but a long time ago, a bunch of old women made a law called the Volstead Act.
Sure. Prohibition.
Everybody heard about it. Including the old women who passed the law. You see, this law was supposed to be for the other guy, not for them. Anyhow, a lot of people started bottling up violations of this Volstead Act. You tired?
No, not a bit, Dan.
Well, it got me a lot of money and a lot of trouble. 13 years for income tax evasion, finally. Ended just 3 months ago when I came here to live happily ever after. Funny.
No. New Orleans is a nice, quiet place to live. Better still, no one's bothering you.
That's the way I want to keep it. And they can pass 1,000 stupid laws, and I'm not going to fall for any of them. Everything the book says, everything in order. How's that sound?
Pretty good.
Do you believe it?
Yes, I do.
Then I've got my point over. I'm flattered that you recognize me, Dollar. I paid back 10 days for every one I took. Now, all I ask is that you don't ask the police to bother me.
Okay. As far as I'm concerned, Dan, you didn't even have the dinner I'm about to buy for you.
Dollar, it's nice to come out of prison and be recognized by a nice guy. Where'll we go, Jimmy Moran's?
That's where we went, and it was a swell dinner. Only Dan Valentine didn't eat much of it. He tried to smile and crack wise, but there was a sadness about him that stood in the way. I wanted to ask him more questions about those days back when, but I didn't. We dropped into a couple of other places. The Absinthe House, Joe Glorioso's. We listened to some jazz and drank Sazeracs and walked along Canal Street. Finally, we shook hands and said goodnight. Expense account item 2, $26.26. Hotel, board, and miscellaneous. The next morning, I packed my bags, checked out of my hotel, and was about to take a limousine out to Mobile Airport.
Oh, Mr. Dollar?
Yeah.
A message for you.
Oh, thanks. It was from a police officer on the New Orleans force, an Inspector DeBaca. Could I drop by before I left town? I went right over and met DeBaca, a tall, lean, gray-haired man with 30 years' service who kind of puzzled me at first.
Thanks for coming by, Dollar.
Sure.
Sit down.
What's up? The bellhop take back his confession on that necklace theft?
No. This is something else, Dollar. Dan Valentine.
Oh.
You met him about 6:30 last night. You had 2 drinks with him, and you went over to Moran's and had dinner. You went to 2 other places. You left him at 11:30.
Yeah, I also brushed my teeth when I got back to the hotel, but I bet you can't tell me what color my pajamas
Now, take
were.
it easy. Just take it easy. Maybe I'm saying this bad. He doesn't know it, but we've been keeping an eye on Danny ever since he showed up in New Orleans. Just so happened you were with him last night, and you did business with us here yesterday afternoon.
So?
We want to know if you had any business with Dan Valentine.
Don't be funny, Inspector.
Okay. Now, don't get huffy. Let me put it this way. Dan came to New Orleans 3 months ago, bought a house out in Jefferson Parish. He hired a housekeeper, bought himself a little car, took up fishing every afternoon or just walking.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, of course there isn't. We liked it fine. The boys in the car drive by now and then to look at him. Just look. No questions, no knocking on the door. When we see Danny in town, we turn the other way. Just look, you see?
Sure.
Now, he doesn't have any visitors. No old pals from Chicago or New York or Detroit come to see him. He lives alone.
And he likes it. That's what he told me.
You're his first visitor. Now, I just wondered.
You wondered wrong, DeBaca.
Okay. I had to ask about it. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah? Okay. Right on cue. Your pal just stopped a couple of bullets.
Huh?
Danny Valentine. Come on.
According to the uniformed officer who had put in the call, a newspaper boy had found Valentine lying on the sidewalk and roused the neighborhood. One of the residents had carried him inside. The ambulance crew stood by the bed as we came in. Valentine was lying on his back, the white chenille spread under him changing to a deep red. 2 bullets had ripped ragged holes in one shoulder through flesh and bone. But he was just as self-contained as ever.
I got the idea you were going to stay out of trouble, Dan.
I didn't know I was in any trouble. Hiya, Dollar.
Okay.
You went to the police after all?
No. The inspector called me in.
About you, Dan, but let's forget that for now. How'd this happen?
This? Cleaning my gun.
You're a loser, Dan. You're not supposed to have a gun.
Oh, you know me and the law. We sometimes didn't hit it off.
Odd, where is the gun?
What gun?
The gun you were cleaning when you were walking down the street and shot yourself.
I swallowed it.
Now, look. Somebody's taken a couple of shots at you, Dan. Nobody can tell us anything about it but you so far. We don't want you murdered. Well? Okay, boys. Get the ambulance back.
Wait a minute.
You're hurt. You're going to the police hospital.
No. I've served my time and I'm clean. Being shot at even in this state doesn't make you a criminal. Dollar.
Yeah, Dan.
Do me a favor. Would you phone a private hospital and have me taken there?
Go ahead, Johnny. Take it easy, Dan.
I did as he asked. A crew from one of the large private hospitals was out there in a matter of minutes. And an hour and a half later, Dan Valentine was operated on and the bullet successfully removed from his shoulder. I waited around until he was taken to a private room, and Inspector DeBaca waited with me.
Dollar?
Yeah.
Why don't you go back to Hartford? This isn't any of your business.
I know. My plane takes off at 4. I'll be on it.
Why are you waiting around here?
Oh, to see how he is, I guess.
You pal of yours?
I just met him last night. You know that.
But you're waiting around.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you why you're waiting around? You want to make sure he's okay. You met him last night, and outside of what you ever read or heard about him, you don't know him from a load of coal. But you want to make sure he's going to be all right. Well, so do I. Because in that room and on that bed lies quite a man.
Well, that about summed it up. No matter what he had been or what he had done, Dan Valentine was quite a man. It was the same thing that had caused me to go over to him the night before and start a conversation. The same thing that caused me to believe his plans for living a quiet life in New Orleans. He came out of the anesthetic a half hour later, and he sent for me.
Hi.
Hi. They say it's going to be okay.
Oh, sure. This is nothing. I just wanted to thank you for giving me a hand.
DeBaca could probably help you more. All you have to do is tell him who shot you and why.
I shot myself, and just for something to do.
Look, Dan, I have a fair idea of how tough things were for you and how tough they can be now. But Inspector DeBaca understands it, too. He'll do everything he can to help you. But you have to help him, Dan.
DeBaca's a good boy. You're right.
You'll tell him who shot you?
If there was any way he could help me, I'd let him know first. I'll handle this myself. Guess you'll want to be getting your airplane.
Yeah.
Good luck, kiddo.
Same to you. I went back to my hotel, picked up my bags, and took a cab to Mobilon Airport. My plane had developed engine trouble, and there was going to be a 5-hour delay. I killed time at the bar and in the restaurant and just standing around looking at the field at night. By that time, the newspapers carried the story of the attempt on Dan Valentine's life. It was as skimpy as the story Dan had told himself, and it troubled me.
Mr. Dollar.
Yeah?
Long distance call for you from Hartford. You can take it right in there.
Oh, thanks. Johnny Dollar.
Roy Vickers, Johnny, at New Britain Mutual. Glad I caught you.
Just waiting for my plane back to Hartford now.
The story about Dan Valentine's in all the papers up here. Have you read it?
Yeah, I was in on it in a way. Somebody shot at him today. He won't tell who. Says he'll handle it himself.
Can you find out, Johnny?
I don't know. Why?
We carry a $50,000 policy on him. Somebody's trying to kill him. We'd like to know all about it.
You mean I can stay here and work on this?
Yes.
Okay, Roy. Johnny Dollar.
This is Charlie DeBacca down at headquarters. You left a call for me?
That's right, Inspector.
Thought you went back to Hartford. What now?
The company I represent happens to hold an insurance policy on Dan Valentine. They asked me to stay here in New Orleans and look into this attempt on his life.
How'd they hear about it so fast?
Well, it was in all the papers and on the wire services. Valentine's always been news, ever since Prohibition.
Yeah, a guy like him would be. Well, you know as much as I do, darling. No leads yet.
He's still quiet about the whole thing?
Just like a mouse who won't open up, except to say he'll take care of it himself.
Maybe it'll help matters when he finds out the insurance company's interested.
You know something?
What?
I don't think me, you, the whole force, the insurance company, or anybody else can keep that bird alive unless he helps us.
Expense account, submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the New Britain Mutual Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Valentine matter. Expense account continued. Item 3, $3. One telegram to Roy Vickers in Hartford requesting a copy of the policy contracts between New Britain Mutual and Dan Valentine, plus the name and location of the beneficiary and any other data on the case. After that, I walked over to the police station and looked up Inspector DeBacca.
Sit down.
Thanks.
I don't quite get this, Dollar. What's your part?
Well, the insurance company would like a full report on everything that's happened, that's all.
You could give them that on the back of your thumbnail, couldn't you?
Not quite, Inspector.
Oh, you mean a separate report from what we have?
Something like that, yes.
Well, it's their dough. They can spend it any way they want to, I guess.
If there's any reason for them canceling the policy on Valentine, they'll do it. The fact that somebody shot at him a couple of times and came near killing him is one thing. The fact that he won't open his mouth about it is another.
They're looking for a way out?
I didn't say that. They just want to make sure about everything, that's all. An insurance policy's a contract, mutually beneficial to both parties. Both parties have to keep the line of that contract.
They don't figure Danny Valentine's running around shooting himself for insurance money.
Inspector, they don't figure anything.
Well, now that you've been official, be unofficial. What's your idea?
Well, Valentine's got a legitimate policy with the company. They don't want to see him killed. They tell me to investigate the shooting. Actually, they're telling me to see to it that he stays alive and well.
Well, that makes sense. Good luck.
If you'll sort of let me tag along on the case, I'd appreciate it.
Well, we'll see.
Oh, what's the matter now?
It just occurred to me. Valentine bought a house out in Jefferson Parish 3 months ago, a couple of days after he was released from a federal pen. Now, he's lived there quiet, minding his own business, keeping his nose out of trouble.
Yeah.
Well, as long as a man does that, even a man with a background like Valentine's, as long as a man does that, we don't bother him, and he doesn't bother us.
Well, so?
So what happens? Yesterday, you meet him and have a couple of drinks with him. Hello and goodbye. Boom, boom. He gets shot twice. By somebody, somewhere. You a bad news boy?
Now, that's as wild as you can get. We had nothing together except the drinks.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Well, I'm thinking about it just the same. Here. Be back in a minute.
The bulky, thick folder Inspector DeBacca shoved across the desk at me was marked Valentine Daniel. It started in 1915 and was fat with yellowed clippings all the way through 1942. It was a pretty good history of Dan Valentine and the age he lived in. He was born in Ireland and had fought in the Irish Rebellion. He was regarded as both hero and scoundrel. For his own good, he came to America. Somehow, he started out in the wholesale drug business. And understandably, it was an easy step to making prohibition alcohol, and an even easier step to make prison on an income tax evasion charge. The folder mentioned a wife and a daughter who seemed to have successfully avoided most of the newspaper headlines that had involved Dan Valentine. There was one picture of Mrs. Valentine taken in 1928. That's about as far as I got when DeBacca came back into the room, not alone.
Interesting stuff?
Very, Inspector, very.
Well, here's something more interesting. My men have been covering the neighborhood where the shooting happened yesterday afternoon. This man's a witness. This is Mr. Dollar. He's an insurance investigator. It's Willie Blakely.
Oh, how do you do, sir?
Hope you can help us, Willie.
Well, I can try, I really didn't see too much. See, I was on my milk truck, and I saw this fella, this big fella, walking down the street. What's his name?
Dan Valentine.
Yes, sir. Well, he was just walking, like for an early morning walk, and then I saw this car come around the corner, and there were a couple of men in it.
What kind of car?
I think it was a Buick sedan. I'm not sure. It was a black car.
You happen to get the license number?
No.
All right, go on.
Well, sir, this Mr. Valentine, he looked up when he saw it coming, and he stopped. You know, kind of funny.
No, I don't know. Tell me.
You know, like he was surprised.
Do you think he was surprised at who was in the car?
Yes, sir, that's it. He sort of smiled. Not a hello kind of a smile. Sort of a sad smile. Didn't wave, just stood there. I couldn't see the men in the car by then, so I don't know how they were looking at him.
Did you see them as they rounded the corner?
Yeah, just a couple of fellas, dark coats and hats.
Would you know them if you saw them again?
I don't think so, Captain.
Okay. 2 men.
Yes, sir. So this Mr. Valentine stopped and looked at him and gave him this kind of smile.
He recognized them, you think?
Oh, yeah. And then I heard a noise, you know, something like whack, whack. And Mr. Valentine fell down, and the car drove off.
Did Valentine go for a gun?
No, sir.
What did you do then?
Well, I got out of there.
Why?
I didn't know what was happening. I didn't want to get hurt.
You didn't even try to help him?
No, sir. I was scared. I didn't know what that whack, whack was, sir.
And it took you all this time to tell us about it.
Sorry, Captain.
Dollar.
Yeah.
You got something to worry about.
Hmm?
That noise he was talking about didn't sound like regular gunshots, or he would have said so.
Silencer.
What else?
Inspector DeBanca continued to question the witness, trying to ascertain more details about the shooting, the car, and the men inside the car. 4 hours later, when I left, he was still at it. Some more expenses. Item 4, $2.50. Cab fare from police station to hospital. I thought I'd drop in and take a chance on Dan Valentine coming across with some information.
Sorry, no visitors.
It's pretty important. I'm a friend of his.
I'm sorry.
When can I see him?
That's hard to say. Mr. Valentine's condition is not too good.
What?
Well, nothing to be alarmed about. He lost so much blood that he's in a weakened condition. The doctor's ordered a transfusion.
Oh.
You can phone in later if you like. Excuse me. Yes, ma'am?
I should like to see Mr. Valentine, please.
I'm sorry. I was just telling this gentleman. That's impossible.
How is he?
He needs rest. The doctor feels he'd be better off without visitors at the moment.
Thank you.
I had a feeling about the gray-haired, well-dressed woman, and I hurried after her down the long corridor outside the hospital. I was just in time to see her take a cab that had been waiting at the curb. I managed to hail one myself, and we tagged along Canal Street behind her until she paid off the driver in front of the Roosevelt Hotel. I was right behind her when she stopped in the lobby and got a key to room 1016. I gave her 5 minutes, then I knocked on her door.
Yes?
Hello, Mrs. Valentine. My name's Johnny Dollar. Ann Valentine looked at me for a long time. I had to hand it to her. There were no tears, no frowns or screams, just a wide, frank look from a woman who, by any man's standards, had once been beautiful.
I haven't been called by that name for many years. You're a reporter, of course.
No, I'm not. I'm an insurance investigator. In a policeman's office today, I saw one of the few pictures ever taken of you.
At this hotel, I'm registered under the name of Ann Ward.
Ward is good enough for me, Mrs. Valentine. May I come in?
Yes. Now, what is it you want, Mr. Dollar?
Possibly the same thing you want. To keep your husband alive.
I believe that's up to the doctors, isn't it?
Not quite. If he was shot at once and he won't help the police find out who did it, there's a reasonable chance he'll be shot at again. Do you know who did it? Well, who it might be. Look, the police have found a witness who describes 2 men as having done the shooting. Can you add anything to that?
Mr. Dollar, I haven't seen Dan in over 13 years. I haven't written to him, talked to him, or contacted him in any way, either while he was in prison or these last few months he's been out.
I see.
It was his idea.
But he must have had a reason.
He did. Our daughter.
Oh.
She believes that Ward was her dead father's name. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah.
I read about the shooting. I caught the first plane here because I thought I might help Dan. My daughter thinks I'm on a little vacation by myself. You don't believe me, do you?
Well, in view of what you've just said about not having written to him for 13 years...
That was the way he wanted it. I was never ashamed of Dan, never. He was ashamed of himself and how his activities might affect us. He gave me everything I ever had out of life. In New Salem, that's where we live, and live very well because Dan saw to that part of it before he went to prison. We are considered very proper people, Teresa and myself. Dan sacrificed a great deal for that consideration.
I think that you sacrificed a great deal yourself, Mrs. Valentine.
When I go back to the hospital to see him tonight, he'll probably tell me to pack my bag and go home, that there's nothing to worry about.
But there is something to worry about, isn't there, Mrs. Valentine? He won't talk about it, and you won't talk about it, and both of you know all about it.
Oh, Mr. Dollar, you're a very young man. I'm sorry if I sound like I could help you. I can't. Please go.
I went back to my hotel and had some dinner. Then after a while, I put in a phone call to the hospital and found out I could talk to Dan Valentine between 7:30 and 9. About then, a special delivery came for me. It contained the information I wanted regarding the policy on Dan Valentine. I noticed that the beneficiary was a dual affair, wife and daughter, Anne and Teresa Ward. I had to check with Inspector DeBaca just once more. No luck. He had been unable to identify or locate the two killers described by the witness. He was trying to trace the car. 7:30 on the dot, I was at the hospital. The reception desk seemed reluctant to talk and referred me to the head nurse, who happened to be out to dinner, who referred me to the surgical nurse, who took me aside and told me to find a crystal ball.
Mr. Valentine's gone. We have no idea where.
How could he be gone?
We started to give him a transfusion. He jumped up suddenly, knocked down one of the male nurses, grabbed his clothes, and ran out of the hospital. Just as simple as that.
I thought he was in a serious condition.
Shh, keep your voice down. He was in a serious condition, and it's going to be critical pretty soon. Running around town bleeding from 2 bullet wounds. If you want to keep him alive, Mr. Dollar, you better find him and find him fast.
I thought over what Dan Valentine had told me in the hospital earlier, about taking care of the matter himself. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized he was going to do just that, even if it killed him.
There'll be another intriguing episode in our story of the Valentine matter tomorrow.
Tomorrow, what happens to a 30-year-old grudge when somebody explains it with bullets? Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by John Dawson, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for another exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Welcome back. Well, no obvious ties to George Valentine, and I think a very human story so far. And pretty well done here. A lot of suspense. Will Johnny be able to save Dan Valentine? Well, you'll have to join us on Wednesday to learn more. Well, we turn now to listener comments and feedback. And Kevin provides an answer to a question many listeners have been asking. Hi, Adam. Regarding today's listener comment and response, the music you use comes from the second movement of Symphony No. 1 in F minor, Opus No. 10 by Dmitri Shostakovich, I think. Shostakovich. AFRS sometimes use classical music clips to end their programs. This piece was used perhaps on several dramas. I can't remember where I first heard it, but it was something other than Pat Novak. I'd heard it in its original symphonic context before, but had to search a bit to find the exact composition. You'll begin hearing the familiar strains of theme music beginning a minute into the second movement. Hope this adds to someone's Trivial Pursuit enjoyment. Keep it up. Adam, as always, I love it all. Well, thanks so much, Kevin. And I knew it was something classical, but now at least I know how I've been adding about 42 seconds or well, maybe a little less of culture to everyone's lives here is every time we play the theme music. And we have a review from the apps over on iTunes. Walking in DC writes, I've been using this app since it first came out several years ago. Adam is part of my day every day. I love the show. Recently, the app stopped updating. I was surprised to see a tech support button. But I reported the problem and it was fixed within a few hours. Amazing. Well, thanks so much. And really, when dealing with the app, that's the ideal way if you run into technical problems to hit the technical support link. Well, I'd be glad to help. Most of the time, all I can do is report it to tech support. So that's definitely the way to go. And I'm glad you were able to find some quick resolution from the folks at Wizard Media. They're the ones who actually manage the technicality of the app. All right, well, that will do it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with the Adventures of Frank Grace, and join us on Wednesday for the next part of the Valentine matter. Today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thanks so much for all your support. Here now is today's episode of The Adventures of Frank Grace, The Adventure of the Blackfriars Bridge.
The Adventures of Frank Race, starring Paul Dubov, with Tony Barrett as Mark Donovan. The war changed many things, the face of the earth and the people on it. Before the war, Frank Race worked as an attorney, but he traded his law books for the cloak and dagger of the OSS. And when it was over, his former life was over, too. Adventure had become his business. The Adventures of Frank Race. And now we join Frank Race for the adventure of the Blackfriars Bridge.
When you think of London, you usually think of fog. But for the room in which I stood, I was catching a view that gave another impression. In the street below walked an East Indian bedecked in tunic and turban, and not far behind him a Chinese slipped along. During the last few minutes, I'd also seen several other nationalities, perhaps because the building stood only a flip and a toss from Blackfriars Bridge, with the London and West India docks only a short distance down the River Thames. And then the door opened behind me, and I had other things to consider. Since this was the office of George Gilthorpe, president of the British and Colonial Life Insurance Association.
I hope I haven't kept you waiting too long, Race.
I've been entertained. You get quite a view from here.
Do you now? I never really noticed. I don't know whether you saw it or not, Race, but there was an item in day before yesterday's paper about a man being found dead on Lower Thames Street.
I noticed it.
He
Hit
was
and run
insured.
victim.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
That's all right.
He was insured by this company. Just a nominal policy, £10,000 with double indemnity.
I see, and you feel there's something wrong.
Well, as you know, we're always reluctant to challenge a claim. But in this case, one of the beneficiaries has asked us to investigate.
One of the beneficiaries?
Sounds peculiar, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I called you in. There are 3 of them, all Americans, all insured with us, each a beneficiary of the others, with the survivor to get everything.
Who are these people?
They were with the American Army over here. They decided they could do well in England, so they opened a nightclub on Villiers Street, the Golden Chest. Caters a lot to American tourists. Very successful, too.
Which partner do I contact?
A man named Joseph Dennison. You'll find him at the Dunstan Hotel. It's on the Strand, not far from Trafalgar Square.
At the Dunstan Hotel, I was told that Dennison had just stepped out, but would be right back. He'd been expecting me, and I was to go straightway to his suite and make myself comfortable. There was no lift, so I climbed 2 flights to room 301. As per directions, I opened the door and stepped inside to stop dead still as something sharp pierced the skin between my shoulder blades and a voice breathed against the back of my neck.
Do not cry out, monsieur, or this knife will go into your body.
Just call me Whispering Smith, but
And
I
the money you took from my sister, where is it?
I sound like a man with a past, but I still...
Do not try to waste my time.
Oh.
Or the next thrust will be deeper, much deeper. The money, where is it?
Look, baby, you're making a mistake.
It was you who made the mistake when you betrayed my sister. Do you know where they have her now? In prison. In prison because of you.
Why don't you take a look at me? We've never seen each other before in our lives.
That I know. But I'm seeing you now, monsieur. And you're going to give me that money for my sister, or you're going to die.
How much is it? I've got about 25 pounds on me.
You dare. You dare to say things like that when
Now, that's all for the knife. Drop it.
I will
Come on.
you first.
Drop it. That's better. Now here, let me see your face. Well, we are lovely, aren't we?
Let go of me.
We have something to settle first. What made you come here?
You'll not get away.
I asked you what brought you here.
I have friends. My sister has friends. From Bordeaux, you moved to Cherbourg. From Cherbourg, you came here. It has taken months, but I caught you. And you will not get away.
Who's the fellow you're after?
Make fun of me. It will do you no good.
Look, you're making a mistake. How can you be so sure I'm the one?
I find you in your apartment. That is enough for me.
This isn't my apartment.
Liar. The way you came into it.
I was asked to come up here and wait for a client of mine, the man who lives here, and I can prove it. I'm an insurance investigator.
You can prove it?
There's the phone. Pick it up and call the British and Colonial Insurance Association. She stared at me, then picked up the phone. Getting information, she asked for the British and Colonial office. I mentioned Gilthorpe's name, and she repeated it to the operator. A few moments later, the crisp tones of his voice came over the wire. A few words, and she glanced at me with a nod and then handed me the phone.
He wants to speak with you.
Hello, Gilthorpe?
Having trouble, Race?
Nothing much. I haven't been able to see Dennison yet. Oh, by the way, what was the name of that other beneficiary, the third partner?
Hold on a moment. I'll have a look.
While he was having his look, my French girl was reaching for a chair. By the time I figured her move, she was edging for the door. I lunged, but the chair was flung against my knees, and I went down. Oh, I sat up just in time to watch the door go shut. The phone had gone to the floor with me, so I picked it up again. Hello, Gilthorpe.
Great Scott, Race, what happened? It sounded as though someone pushed over the piano.
Oh, nothing serious. Locate that name yet?
Yes, Kennedy. Leslie Kennedy. Any other way I might help?
Yes, if that fellow Dennison calls in, ask him to stay somewhere where I can find him.
You might try the club, the Golden Chest.
That's a thought. I will. I called Mark Donovan and had him pick me up in a rented car. The Golden Chest operated as a night spot, all right, but it had extracurricular activities on the side. Housed in a big room, all hush-hush carpets and noise-killing drapes. A big room that, in spite of the early hour, had a good sprinkling of quiet people listening intently to the whir of roulette wheels.
Hey, this is all right.
It is, huh?
Sure. What are you going to do now that we're here?
I'm looking for the offices of the place.
Oh, you won't need me for that. I think I'll just pick one of these tables and try out that new system of mine.
Mark, you'll be wasting your time and blowing your money.
Oh, no. Not on this one, chum. Take The guy that invented this one used to read gas meters. He ought to know something about numbers.
I knew the futility of trying to argue against a system, so I left him and moved about looking for doors that might lead me to Mr. Dennison. I was trying one near the bar when...
Where do you think you're going?
Eyes like a pair of nutmegs viewed me with flat truculence, and the head in which they were set was not of the type to model Adam Hats. He was big, he was tough, and Pons couldn't have done a thing for his complexion. I shrugged and told him I was looking for Dennison.
Mr. Dennison wants to see you, he'll see you. We don't like noisy parkers around here.
Don't mind if I sit at the bar, do you?
I don't care where you sit. Just stay away from the ruddy doors.
I sat out a scotch and soda until he drifted away. Then I left the bar and tried another door. I opened it into a whole corridor full of more doors. I tried one or two of these without success, and then...
Well, and what can I do for you?
I'm sorry. I was looking for a Mr. Dennison or a Mr. Kennedy.
Mr. Kennedy.
Mr. Leslie Kennedy.
I'm Leslie Kennedy. I hope you don't mind.
I told her I didn't mind at all, and I put my heart into my words. She made you think of autumn at home. Brown hair, brown eyes, freckles still left over from a lot of summer sunshine.
You didn't have to close that door. And what on earth are you staring at?
Well, you really can't blame me. When I heard this place was being run by 3 ex-GIs, I naturally thought they'd all be masculine.
I'm an ex-GI. I was a wax sergeant.
So you were a wax sergeant. It's no wonder we won the war. But let me get this straight. You're the third partner in this business, is that it?
Why?
I'm from the insurance company, British and Colonial. I'm picking up information on Ken Norwood's death.
Oh. So you're with British and Colonial, are you? An American, and you're working for a British company. Oh, why don't you stop?
What's that for?
You'll find out.
Look, why don't you pick up the phone and call British and Colonial? They'll certify me.
I'm simply not interested.
Maybe you have some reason for not wanting to make the call.
What's the matter, Les?
I buzzed for Owens.
He wasn't around, so I thought I'd show something wrong.
I want this man thrown out of here. I imagine you can do it just as well as Owens can.
You ought to make a good try. He's big enough.
Well, thanks, both of you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry. You don't need to throw him out. Just ask him to leave, will you?
Will you leave, fella?
To a request like that, the answer couldn't be anything else but yes.
Go to the door with him, Jerry. The back door.
Come on, fella, before Owens moves in.
Owen sounds tough.
He is. Served as a commando during the war. He'd be tough even in Jersey City.
All I did was tell the girl how nice-looking she was.
Women. She sometimes gets peeved with me when I tell her the same thing, and I'm her fiancé. She's been upset. One of her partners was killed yesterday.
I know. That's what I wanted to talk to her about.
You're not a cop.
Insurance investigator. Do you know if Miss Kennedy has any French friends?
French?
There's one girl in particular. Dark, beautiful, comes from Bordeaux.
You got me. I could ask Leslie.
I suggested that he leave it for a lighter mood, and he nodded. He stood talking to me in the open doorway that opened out of a small side street. Big fella with a stock and bond suit and a grin to match. Told me his name was Dayton. And as we talked, someone approached us from across the street. A little man, slim, with a black mustache that glistened in the light of the nearby street lamp.
Is it possible that from one of you gentlemen I might procure a cigarette?
Jerry Dayton nodded and reached into a pocket. I watched the little man carefully with the feeling that there was something wrong here. Dayton produced a pack of cigarettes and a box of safety matches. The Frenchman took one of the smokes. Dayton struck a match for him. The little man stared up at both of us for an instant, then nodded toward the shadows behind him. Instantly, flying figures converged on us, several of them closing in savagely. Dayton and I were jammed against the wall, but something hit me in the forehead, a jabbing, blinding blow. I was pushed down, slugged again and again and again, until I went whirling into a giant drain of spinning blackness.
We'll return to the adventures of Frank Race in just about 1 minute. And now, back to the adventures of Frank Race.
I came out of it with a throbbing head and a roaring in my ears. The first I could understand, but it took me a moment or so to realize that the roaring sound was a car engine. I managed to groan, and Mark Donovan spoke from the front seat.
All right, take it easy. Just stay relaxed, huh?
What do you think you're doing?
I'm hoiding this flying bedstead back to the apartment where I will care for your battered body.
Pull over to the curb right now.
All right.
What happened back there?
All I know is that I was at one of the roulette tables when there comes a hullabaloo from outside. So I dashes out with several other people. And there you was, unconscious on the sidewalk. From what I heard, if some cops hadn't barreled up just in time, you wouldn't even have been unconscious. You would have been dead.
Hey, a cheer for the bobbies. What about the fellow I was with, Dayton?
He was lying there, too. Look what hit you guys, a bazooka barrage?
Take me back there.
Now, wait a second.
I'm all right. Swing this thing around and head back. It was rare weather for London. A clear night with a full moon lighting the street in front of the Golden Chest. The street quiet and tranquil until Mark ran afoul of trouble in the form of another vehicle. Hey!
Why, you cross-eyed moron? What do you think you're doing?
Mark.
Wait a minute. You drive like an old lady, a mutton-headed mule.
Marcus, I would like to point out something.
Are you kidding? That guy was on the wrong side of the street.
Marcus, this is England. You were on the wrong side of the street.
What? You certainly were on the wrong side of the street, and I'd like to know what's the idea of yelling at me like that.
There were two of them standing beside the car. Now the smaller, older man spoke up.
And you're disturbing the peace.
So I'm disturbing the peace, huh? What do you think you guys are, anyway?
My name is Dennis, and I happen to run this place.
Well, now, ain't that something? And I suppose your pal is the king himself, huh?
No, sir. The name is MacDonald, Inspector, Scotland Yard.
Race, you think we got enough cash to buy me a bail bond?
If you'll stop quacking long enough, I might be able to get you out of this. My name is Race, gentlemen. I'm representing the British and Colonial Insurance Association. I shall take care of the damage.
Race, did you say?
That's it. And if you're Dennison, you're the man I've been looking for.
Oh, it's a great way we meet.
Brooklyn-style driving in London. We're probably fortunate to be alive.
Well, forget it. We got more important things to talk about.
Yes. You can tell me about your partner's death.
Well, Ken was found on Lower Thames Street in Billingsgate. It was made to look like an accident, but I'm claiming he was murdered. Ken Norwood was too sharp, too fast on his feet to get clipped by a car. I say he was slugged first and then run over to make it seem accidental. Ken was murdered.
Any ideas as to why?
Well, Ken, Les Kennedy, and myself been doing all right with our club, the Golden Chest. But somebody's trying to muscle in Chicago style.
Somebody who?
Well, how do I know? Just having trouble, that's all. Hired hands getting pushed around. Now Ken Norwood gets knocked off. That's why I called the insurance company. I want everybody in on the act. I want to straighten out.
Let's go down to the morgue and have a look at Norwood's body.
Yeah, look at that. Great guy. And look at him.
What's your verdict, Inspector?
It might be murder, but there seems to be no indication of anything but a motor car accident. Hit and run.
This mark on his temple. Had you noticed that?
The bruise? Aye, we noticed it. Could well have been put there by a fender or some other part of a motor car.
Do you mind telling me if you've been in France recently, Mr. Dennison?
France? Well, yes. I was there a few months ago. Why?
Oh, nothing tangible. You have a man named Owens working at the Golden Chest. What's the story on him?
He's our bouncer. Good man. Cockney.
Oh, so that was Owens. I've already met him.
Have you seen enough here, Race?
I think so.
Well, then let's get out of the place. It doesn't make me happy.
By the way, Marcus, how did you come out with your roulette system?
Well, now look, it was like this, right?
You were clean.
In a way, Hoover Vacuum couldn't have done a better job. Hey, what's with this place, anyway?
It's Dennison's hotel. He's going to join us here as soon as he finishes with the Scotland Yard man.
You know, I don't get that Dennison guy. Look, why should he squawk over getting paid off on an insurance policy? It ain't natural.
Well, you might have something there, Mark. I don't know. At this point, I don't know much of anything about the case.
You don't seem to be here yet. What do we do now?
We step in and... Well, so you're here again.
And again you come into this apartment as though you possess it.
Oh, the French dame, huh? Yeah. Real pip. Wait a minute. She's been going through this.
Oui,
joint.
monsieur. I have been going through it. And I found part of the money taken from my sister. Look, French franc.
The fact that you find a few francs doesn't mean that they're part of the stolen money.
No, monsieur. Then look also at this. A paper band with the stamp of the postal department. The postal department of France.
Let me see that.
Ah, no. You try to take it away from me. And
So now it's a gun. The British police don't like guns.
you aren't like it either if you make a wrong move. There. Now you will come with me while your companion stays here.
Wait a minute. You ain't going, Race.
Doesn't look as though I have much choice with this gun against my spine. Where are we heading, baby?
To the police, who do not like guns.
You're making a mistake, baby, just as you did when you sent your friends against me earlier this evening.
I sent no one against you.
What's the matter?
It looks as though you are the one who has friends this time. Those men across the street. Well, they are not going. This doorway. Are you badly hurt?
I don't think so. Hit my arm, but...
They're trying to kill us.
Let me have that pistol.
No, I will keep it. When they fire the next one.
A hit. You're good. We're gonna have the police here. Do you still think I'm the bad boy in this piece?
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe it's about time we cracked it open. We're going back to Dennison's apartment. He might be there now.
I will find him alone, monsieur, at the Golden Crest.
Wait!
Just no use, Race. Place is tight in the drum. After all, it's almost 4 in the morning. And how do you know the dame came here?
She was after Dennison. Come on, we're going around the back of the club. There's another door there.
Running. Suppose we do find a door, then what? It's going to be locked.
Yeah, but... Hey, hold it.
Look, now what's the matter? If you'd only tell me... Holy cow, will you look at that? Guy hanging out the window. By his neck.
It was an open window about 6 feet above the street. The body that swayed there had its toes within 2 or 3 inches of the sidewalk.
Wait a second, I'll turn my flashlight on it. Oh, that poor guy, if he'd only been a couple inches taller. There's a light. Now look up. Hey, Race, is that guy Dennison?
Yes, and he's as dead as he'll ever be.
He must have done it himself, with that belt. Look.
Put the light back on his face again, Mark. No, over a little. Yeah, that's it.
Did he?
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
That square bruise on his temple. It's exactly like the one we saw in his partner in the morgue. This man didn't commit suicide, Mark. He's been murdered. I spent most of the next day in our own hotel room, making phone calls across the channel to Paris, France. At the end of it, I figured I had the picture pretty complete. Early in the evening, Mark and I went back to the Golden Chest so I could see Leslie Kennedy. She gave me a wan smile as I stepped into her office.
I want to apologize to you, Race. I've had a lot on my mind, and I've been very difficult.
Oh, well.
What's on your mind?
Your partner's theory about thugs trying to move in and take over this business. Dennison was right. Thoroughly right.
I'm listening.
Ever since the end of the war, a lot of renegades have been roving the continent. Poles, Germans, French, Americans, all nationalities. Marauding and murdering. Now a gang of them has moved into England.
And that's what we're up against, huh?
That and more. Where's Jerry Dayton been living?
Jerry? With Joe Dennison, why?
That explains the little matter of a French girl who's been haunting Dennison's apartment. How deeply are you in love with Dayton?
I wish I knew. And again, I'm going to ask why.
I hate to say this. You better drop him. I got a make on that lad today from Paris. It's hard to believe, but he's a renegade American. He's been the leader of one of those marauding gangs for several years. He's a thief and a killer.
I wish I'd heard that a little sooner, Race. You see, I married Jerry Dayton this very morning.
You married?
Yeah. I wasn't sure I wanted to, but our dear little Leslie fell for a whirlwind courtship.
Oh, I'm sorry. But don't blame yourself, Leslie. He's a smooth operator, all the way. He must have known about these insurance policies you three had.
Oh, that's not all. He knew that I, as a survivor, would inherit this business.
And he made sure that you'd be the survivor when he murdered your two partners. And now...
And now he moves in and takes everything over legally.
Jerry.
He stood just clear of the half-open door, looking like a blonde chorus boy, holding an automatic in one hand while he pushed a cigarette into his mouth with the other.
So you're not sure you care for me. Is that it, Les?
She should have paid more attention to her woman's intuition.
I had you figured for a problem, Charles. OSS boy too smart.
Which was why you had me set up for that beating last night, wasn't it?
You could have been a little smarter and backed out. Now, I'm going to have to kill you. You too, Leslie.
That would be a little hard to pull off, won't it?
I'll arrange it. I've handled bigger things.
Such as talking that little French postal clerk into stealing money for you?
I happen to run short on funds. You for a cigarette?
No, thank you.
Well, I'll smoke one for both of us. What tipped you off to me, anyway?
Those matches you carry. The box.
Oh. I might have known you'd remember that.
Remember what, Race?
A box of safety matches and a clenched fist. It becomes lethal when you hit a man alongside the head with it. It was a trick we used during the war when we needed a fast, unobtrusive weapon. Dayton used it on both Norwood and Dennison, his friends. But it left a little square bruise on each of them.
No one else will get hep to it, though. And here's where I make it work again on you.
You're wrong, monsieur. You're never going to make it work again.
Oh, dames. What would you do without dames, Race?
Now, wait a minute, Marcus.
No, wait a minute. When I'm not around, I even get you out of jams.
He's going to live, Race. The doctor just told me.
He won't live long, lady. They get him for murder in this country, they hang him sure and they hang him hard.
Hey, now take it easy, Mark. You know, this happens to be his wife.
I'll get over it, Race. I think I've had a very narrow escape, and I'm very grateful for what you've done.
Well, then, do me a favor. Give that French girl a helping hand. You know, a little money would do an awful lot toward getting her kid sister out of a French prison.
I'll do that, Race.
Good. That's swell. Marcus?
Yeah?
We shall go now. We've got to see about a plane for New York.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look. I ain't gonna fly.
Oh, yes, you are.
No, I ain't gonna fly.
Oh, yes, you are, Marcus.
You know what
now,
I'm gonna
Mark,
do? Look,
it's a matter of time. We have another case waiting, my boy.
Do you know what I'm gonna do when we get back?
No, what are you gonna do when you get back?
I'm gonna get one of those little brass plates, a nameplate.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna have this printed on it.
Yes.
Mark Donovan. Boy aeroplane.
The Adventures of Frank Race, starring Paul Dubov with Tony Barrett as Mark Donovan, comes to you from Hollywood. Others heard in tonight's cast were Gene Bates, Michael Ann Barrett, Tom Holland, Bill Crawford, and William Johnstone. This series is written and directed by Joel Murcott and Buckley Angel. The music is composed and played by Ivan Ditmars. Be sure to be with us again this time next week for another dramatic chapter in the Adventures of Frank Race. Art Gilmore speaking. This is a BPS production.
Welcome back. Mark Donovan, not knowing which side is the correct side to drive on in England. I couldn't imagine from earlier episodes making that type of mistake. Though it was kind of nice to hear some of the war stuff and OSS relationship discussed with Frank Race, which was something that was really prominent in some of the early episodes, and I really liked, and they've kind of gotten away from. So even though it was just a small mention, it was still nice. All right, well, listener comments and feedback. We begin with an email from Andrew, who writes in, what would be the chance of mystery theater played on the AM band in the 1970s to make it onto your podcast library? It's such a delightful way to relax and drift off to sleep or get through a long wait at the doctor's office. I often will take study breaks and play a library selection, and I can feel myself slip into historical period, no hustle and bustle of the 21st century. You provide such a wonderful service. Well, that's regarding this. Thanks so much, Andrew. That's regarding the CBS Mystery Theater. The problem with CBS Mystery Theater is that all radio programs produced in the United States after February 15th, 1972, containing a copyright notice are under copyright, and the whole CBS Mystery Theater falls under that guidelines. There are some episodes that I would enjoy bringing, including some of their Sherlock Holmes. I would love to sample, extend the Sherlock Holmes history. The situation with that series, basically was something where a lot of the residual rights stuff couldn't be worked out with Hyman Brown. Some of the union concessions, one for actors, kind of hampered it. Hyman Brown wanted some way to do it equitably for everybody, or basically wasn't going to do it at all. So what ended up happening is, it's just basically there was no official release given. There's no real issue with folks who have up till now been sharing the program. It's available online in several places. But when something's clearly under copyright, I try to honor that, and also, not, you definitely don't want to be the person who's kind of like, well, now they've decided to start enforcing their copyright. So, it's under copyright, so short answer is unfortunately not able to do it. Lloyd comments, do you remember Sam Spade? Indeed I do. All right, moving on. No, yes, we do, and that one is on the list of programs we would like to be able to bring to you someday. And then we have this interesting comment from Bob. Hi, a friend of mine gave me some CDs of four of your broadcasts. Love them. Quick question: do you have your broadcasts recorded on CDs that you offer for sale? Thanks. Well, Bob, I do not have them done in that manner, particularly with an audio CD, which would be different from an MP3 CD where you just put all the files on. To be honest, I've got a several years old CDRW drive where, best I can tell, it works. I think I recorded one or two CDs on it. And on this, I'll kind of listen to what fans think and want. If there's a demand for services. I've had a couple, 3 emails on this. It's an interesting idea. You just always want to be careful, whenever you're doing something with an effort. You don't want to extend yourself in too many directions, and that goes for businesses of all sizes. Netflix, for example, used to sell their used DVDs through the mail. They stopped doing that realizing that that wasn't their main business or main focus. So I'm hesitant to, that as an example, I'm hesitant to broach into that area. But if there's an interest, I'd be happy to consider it. So if you know people you think you'd be interested in audio CD, don't know quite how to make it yourself, let me know. Just send some feedback. Love to continue this conversation. box13@greatdetectives.net. All right. Well, that will actually do it for today. We will be back tomorrow with parts 3 and 4 of the Valentine matter. Join us back here next Tuesday for our final adventure of Frank Race. Before we get started, I want to remind you, when you are planning travel, remember the name JohnnyDollarAir.com. JohnnyDollarAir.com is a Priceline affiliate. And if you check there first and find a great deal, either by naming your own price or choosing from all their great published specials, a portion of your purchase goes to help support the show at no additional cost to you. So remember, when planning your travel, go to JohnnyDollarAir.com first. Now it's time for today's episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. It's time for the Valentine matter, part 3 and part 4.
From Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
This is Ann Ward, Mrs. Valentine. Have you heard anything about Dan?
Nothing, Mrs. Valentine. The police are looking everywhere for him.
I went to the hospital tonight and they told me he walked out. He might die, Mr. Dollar.
I know, Mrs. Valentine.
Did you tell anyone I was here in New Orleans?
If you mean, did I mention it to the police? No.
Thank you, Mr. Dollar. That was very kind of you.
But it makes me mad that I didn't, Mrs. Valentine. I know you don't want anybody to find you're related to him because of your daughter. But I also think you could help the police in this situation. You could help them find Dan and put him back in a hospital.
Mr. Dollar, would you come over and talk to me, please? Please.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the New Britain Mutual Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Valentine matter. Some more expense. I believe this is item 5. Yeah, $4. 4 drinks for myself. When a next big shot of the roaring 20s like Dan Valentine carries a $50,000 life insurance policy and walks down the street one day and gets himself shot and refuses to disclose who fired the bullets, I have to do the worrying for the insurance company. When he decides to leave a hospital bed minus a pint or two of blood, I have to worry some more. I needed those drinks. You can just say I liked what I'd seen of the guy, and I didn't want him to walk around New Orleans bleeding to death.
In here, please, Mr. Dollar.
The wife, who hadn't seen or heard from him for 13 years, looked pale and wan. It was obvious that the strain was beginning to tell on her, although she tried hard not to show it.
Doesn't it ever cool off in New Orleans?
Sometimes. But I'm not here to talk about the weather, Mrs. Valentine. You know that.
Yes, I know.
Well, don't just stand there and give me the tears, then. If you've got anything to say, say it. If you know anything that'll help, let me know about it.
You're perfectly right in being angry with me. Mr. Dollar, I honestly don't know where Dan is.
Well, do you know why he'd get up out of a hospital bed and endanger his life?
I have an idea he might have wanted to see somebody.
Who?
I don't know.
The 2 men who shot at him?
Perhaps. I just don't know.
We aren't getting anywhere, Mrs. Valentine. Look, I'm going to talk to you frankly. Why did he come here to live in New Orleans?
Well,
You live in New England with your daughter, Teresa. Obviously, Dan thinks a great deal of you and her. He's given you everything, provided for you with all of his troubles. Spent 13 years in prison. I can imagine his thoughts about you and her while he was in there. And yet he comes out and lives 2,000 miles away from you.
He didn't want to interfere with Teresa in any way.
Sure. But it seems to me he'd want to look at you, at her certainly. Even if it was a matter of living in Boston and taking a bus to New Salem and standing on a street corner one day to watch the two of you cross the street. That sound reasonable to you?
If you put it that way.
Well, look, there's some reason he picked New Orleans. Some reason he didn't give himself the little gratification of just looking at you and Teresa. Why? Why here?
I'm sure I don't know.
And why is he running around now?
I can't answer that either.
But it must have something to do with you and your daughter. Obviously, you're the only ones he ever cared about. Well?
I honestly don't know.
Well, and I can't help you, and I can't help myself or him.
You mentioned his having a reason to be in New Orleans. Maybe...
What?
There was a man named Webster, Conrad Webster. He was a member of the Illinois Bar once, in those days. Did a great deal of work for Dan and friends of Dan. I think he lived here.
Wait a minute, I've seen that name... Yeah, on copies of the insurance policy. A man named Webster had the power of attorney. He bought the insurance. There's a trust in there for your daughter.
Yes, Conrad Webster was an old friend of Dan's. I don't even know whether he's alive now or not. He drank a great deal later on. I think he lived here.
Was he the kind of friend Dan would go to if he needed help?
Yes, I think so.
All right.
What are you going to do?
It's just something to look into. I'll try and find Webster, and maybe I can find your husband.
Thank you for coming by. I needed somebody to talk to. What?
I hope he stays alive, Mrs. Valentine. Item 7, $16. The money it cost me to find out the location of Conrad Webster. I started at his last known address, followed a series of bars, and finally got information from a bartender that led me to the crummier half of a decaying duplex on Gentilly Street. Everything was quiet for Gentilly Street.
Young man, the drugstore delivers what I need most. The telegraph office what I dread most. Obviously, you represent neither, and therefore you are no concern of mine.
Wait a minute. Are you Mr. Webster? Conrad Webster?
I am he, and I am drunk and disheveled, and it is 3 o'clock in the morning.
I'd like to talk with you. May I come in?
You may not.
This isn't exactly the hour for making calls, but I did stop by and pick up something to take the edge off.
Good. Huh?
It's bonded.
Oh, inside. Now then, you were going to apologize.
Here you are, Mr. Webster.
Oh, well. Now then, as long as this lasts, you will last.
All right. I'm looking for a man.
The entire world is looking for a man. Just one man. A man they blindly presume will break off these shackles that bind us and lead us forth into eternal justice.
Yeah, sure, but that's not
An ironic anticipation.
I'm talking about Dan Valentine.
You are?
Yes, I'm a friend of his.
No, you don't come from that place. The pallet is not with you. You lie.
I didn't say I was in jail with him.
Then where else would he have made friends these long years?
He's out of prison now. He's been out for 3 months.
And I'm aware of that.
Did you know he was shot at yesterday? 3 hours ago, he left his hospital bed. I thought he might have come to you. Is he here?
He is not.
Do you know where he is?
I do not.
Mr. Webster, if Valentine isn't back in the hospital pretty soon, he'll die.
Why is the phenomenon of death so persistently alarming? So he will die. They all die. Usually from a bullet.
And that's what's going to happen to him. 2 bullets he stopped yesterday. Do you understand me?
Acutely. You've impressed me with the urgency of his situation. But Dan Valentine is not here, nor has he been here, nor has he contacted me, nor do I know where to contact him.
All right, Mr. Webster, all right. I guess I believe you.
Your concern for him is a distressing irritation. Well, what is the reason for it?
I'm an insurance investigator, and it's my job to keep him alive. More than that, I like him. I told you I was his friend. I think he deserves to live.
You, his friend? No. You are too young to be his friend. His friends, for the most part, are gone. Like the long years, like Homburg hats and the Charleston and Lime Ricky. The ones who are left are broken and tired and faded, with old faces like mine, like his. And we should be gone, too. Another age is here. This is my sadness. As for yours, Dan Valentine should never have lived in that age or this age. He was meant to be an explorer, a pioneer who conquered a wilderness, not a racketeer who conquered a west side.
Are you sure you're his friend, Mr. Webster?
I once thought so. He once thought so. Now, I haven't strength enough to be anyone's friend. What's your name?
Johnny Dollar.
Good night, Mr. Dollar.
The look in Conrad Webster's eyes held the same sort of sadness I had seen in Valentine's eyes. But they were different, too. They held a weakness. The strong, sad eyes were somewhere else in the city, walking alone, probably looking for two gunmen, and the lifeblood was slowly draining from the body that sparked them. I went back to my hotel and tried to sleep, but sleep wouldn't come. I was still rolling and tossing at 7:30 the next morning when orange juice coffee in the morning paper came up. A nationwide syndicate had picked up the new development in the Valentine shooting and gone to work on it. Among other names they mentioned in giving a resume of Valentine's career were his wife and daughter, living in New Salem under the name of Ward.
Hello?
This is Johnny Dollar. I just read the morning paper, Mrs. Valentine.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry it broke for you this way.
That's very kind of you to say so. Maybe it's for the better, anyhow. For years I've been wanting to tell Teresa who her father is, what he's like. I'm going to call her later today. Tell her where I am, explain why I'm here. I think she can take it.
You're doing pretty well yourself.
Thanks again. Any word yet?
No, we still can't find him.
Mr. Webster, did you find him?
Yes, he wasn't much help.
The New England paper said that Mrs. Ward was out of town. Sooner or later they'll find out what town Mrs. Ward is in, I'm afraid.
Well, maybe you'd better get another hotel, use another name.
Yes.
All right, I'll wait to hear from you.
Mr. Dollar.
Yes?
Thank you.
I put in another call to Inspector DeBaca and asked him about developments. Valentine was still unlocated. They were covering drugstores and doctors' offices where he might seek assistance. The two unidentified men who had shot him were still unidentified. The police weren't able to dig up any more witnesses or get any line on the car. By 4 p.m, Mrs. Valentine had still not called me to report a new address. I got worried and went over to the Roosevelt to see what was what. I was surprised to see Inspector DeBaca in the lobby talking to the bell captain.
All right, son. If you remember anything else, call me here.
Yes, sir, I sure will.
Hi.
Hi, Dollar. Well, you want to talk first or you want me to? All right, I'll talk first. Mrs. Valentine's been staying here under the name of Ann Ward. You knew that.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say anything to me?
She asked me not to.
Doesn't make any difference now, anyhow. That boy over there called us a little while ago. He said that Dan Valentine came in here this afternoon, went upstairs, came back down 15 minutes later with Mrs. Valentine. They both left together.
Yeah, he must have seen the story in this morning's paper and guessed she was in town.
That's the way I see it. Well, we're right back where we started from, and I'm about sick of it.
We're a little better off. 2 people are easier to find than 1. We found them all right, at 7 o'clock that night. And it was easy. 3 squad cars were already drawn up in front of the little hotel. And I noticed with a sinking heart that a hearse was there also. Dan Valentine and his wife were dead. Johnny Dollar.
What is all this, Johnny?
Who's this?
Roy Vickers, New Britain Mutual. What happened to Valentine?
He was gunned down last night going into a hotel with his wife.
No.
The police here are turning the city upside down, trying to get a line on 2 unidentified gunmen.
Well, couldn't you keep him alive?
I couldn't even find him.
Well, this is no time to be yelling at each other. I just left his daughter.
Huh? She filed claim already? Through that lawyer Webster?
No. She didn't even know anything about him until the papers broke the story. Well, I'm sorry I got annoyed for a second. Do what you can, Johnny. They'll want a full report.
Sure, Roy, sure. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the New Britain Mutual Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is a further accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Valentine matter. Item 9, $7 for dinner. I had it with Inspector Charles DeBaca, New Orleans Police. He was a haggard, tired-looking man about that time. All of us were.
You want some more coffee?
No, thanks.
2 men, both about 6 feet, wearing dark suits and hats, medium to slight builds. One possibly 35, the other possibly 40.
Well, that about ties up with the description of the 2 men who plugged Valentine earlier and earned him a place in the hospital.
Yeah. We got more of a chance this time, though. Be some other witnesses. Somebody has to tell us what kind of a car they had and what direction they went.
One thing, they weren't using silencers anymore.
No, but they did a professional job. I think Valentine knew him, climbed out of that hospital bed to go out looking for him.
Sounds reasonable. How do you figure the rest of it, Inspector?
Valentine saw the newspaper story and knew his wife was in town. He went over, got her, and I take it they were going to check into a new hotel when their friends showed up.
She just happened to get in the way, huh?
Sure. Why'd anybody want to shoot her?
Why would anybody want to shoot him?
Well, because no matter what he was now or how he was playing it, he still lived pretty hard way back then. A man who's lived the kind of life he has and done the things he has is bound to make a few enemies he'll remember.
No, I think it has something to do with his family. I agree with you that Valentine probably made enemies all over. But he wasn't the kind of man to get excited about any of those kind of people. He pretty well knew how to take care of himself and handle trouble. That's why he was out looking for them.
You sound pretty certain.
It seems to me that if Valentine had been expecting trouble from some of the old-timers, he'd have carried a gun.
You got a point. But then again, he was pretty gentled up. You know how he spent most of his time? Painting.
Huh?
And that house he bought out in Jefferson Parish is covered with pictures he's done since he's been out. Oils. Pretty good, too. When he wasn't painting it, he was listening to music.
Huh. You'd hardly think of Danny Valentine taking up the arts.
Hardly ever. Well, I gotta make a call and get busy.
Yeah. Inspector.
Yeah?
Any objection to me going out and looking around that house?
It's your privilege. Personally, I'm gonna look around town for a couple of gunmen.
Anyone out there now?
His cook, her name's Giacchino. Nice woman.
Okay, I'll keep in touch with you, Inspector.
Do that. Dollar.
Now what?
You forgot to tell me you looked up the old family lawyer, Conrad Webster, the other night.
Oh, I was trying to find Valentine, the same as you.
Well, if you happen to run into Webster again, you tell him to drop in and see me.
Huh?
He's missing.
I didn't know what to say to that, so I left him standing there and went back to my hotel and shaved, changed clothes, and tried to go over the whole thing in my mind. I did phone into the police station and find out that the slugs that had killed Valentine and his wife were from an Italian-make pistol, a Rumbero, 37.5 caliber. So far, untraced. Expense account item 10, cost of cab, from my hotel to Danny Valentine's house in Jefferson Parish.
Yes, sir.
How do you do? Are you Mrs. Giacchino?
Yes, sir. Who are you, please?
My name is Johnny Dollar, Mrs. Giacchino. I'm from New Britain Mutual Insurance Company. I'd like to talk to you, if I may.
About Mr. Valentine?
Yes.
Not right now, Mr. Dollar. Some other time, huh?
Well, if you prefer it that way, Mrs. Giacchino, but...
It's been a hard day here. I mean, Mr. Valentine's death and his wife being killed with him. All of these policemen in and out of here, and now Miss Ward and all.
Miss Ward? His daughter?
Yes, she's here. Arrived 2 hours ago. Stay here.
Could I see her?
You come tomorrow, Mr. Dollar, please. Tomorrow.
Mrs. Giacchino.
Yes, Miss Ward.
Who is it?
Mr. Dollar. He's from the insurance company.
Insurance company?
Yes.
I'd like to talk to him, Mrs. Giacchino.
Teresa Ward stood at the base of the iron grill stairway, tall and dark-eyed. And I saw that, like her mother, she had a quiet intensity about her face that made it beautiful. At the same time, ageless. She smiled politely at me. I could only stand there without speaking for a long moment, looking at her. Then Mrs. Giacchino excused herself, and we were alone.
I wanted to talk to someone who might be able to give me a little more information about all this. It's all quite new to me.
I'll tell you what I can, Miss Ward.
My name is Valentine, isn't it? Really, Valentine?
Yes, it is.
Well, suppose we correct that mistake right now.
Sure. There's nothing wrong with Valentine.
From what a Mr. Vickers from the insurance office in Hartford told me, I'm to be quite well off because of this man that was murdered.
You mean Dan Valentine?
Yes, Dan Valentine. They tell me he was my father.
Who told you?
Oh, reporters at home and your insurance company. Mother told me my name was Ward. Poor thing. Must have been difficult for her over the years keeping the secret from me.
Yes, she told me she thought it was the best thing. She, well, the same as he did.
Tell me about my father. Was he a bad man?
Oh, as good or as bad as the Volstead Act made people. I only met him a couple of times.
To awaken one morning and discover that you're the only daughter of a famous racketeer who's been murdered.
Look, Miss Ward, if he had anything to do with the way you turned out, with what you seem to possess within yourself, I'd say offhand that whatever he was or did, he thought of you.
Are you flattering me?
I'm not trying to. You seem like a very nice person.
And so do you, Mr. Dollar. Will you tell me all about this, please?
Well, let's see. You're 21, isn't that right?
Yes.
Just about 15 years ago or so, your father was on trial for income tax evasion. Just before he was convicted, he set up a trust fund with my insurance company to provide for you. It's been paying money for your support and education ever since. According to the terms of the trust, all of the money becomes yours now that your mother and father are dead. It comes to well over $50,000.
That's all there is to it?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose I'm grateful to him. I suppose I should be grateful. I can't say that I'm particularly sorry about his death any more than I would be if any other human being died violently somewhere. But about Mother's death, I miss her very much already, Mr. Dollar.
She was holding up pretty well until that point. Then she let go. I held her in my arms and I talked to her. I told her what I knew of her father's life and death. She told me how she'd been reared so far removed from anything that might have connected her in the least way with the Valentine name. Altogether, it was a revealing conversation for both of us. Mrs. Iacchino brought us some food and wine.
How long will you be in New Orleans?
Until all of this is straightened out?
You mean until they find out who killed my mother and father?
Yes. How about you?
Oh, I really don't know. After the funerals, I suppose I'll go back. But I wanted to see him, to see what he looked like, what kind of life he led. He was just an ordinary man, wasn't he? You seen these pictures before?
No, this is my first time in the house. Look like Italian landscapes to me. Very good.
Mm-hmm. Must have been something he had with Mother.
Hmm?
She was from Italy.
May I ask you something?
Yes.
How do you feel about him now?
Is this for your report?
For myself.
Well, since you've been here, these last 2 hours, I've begun to think of him for what he was. My father, I mean. I'd like to know why he was killed and who did it. Will I see you again?
I hope so. Terry.
Yes?
I hope so very much.
So do I, Johnny.
I left her at the door that night with a warm sensation inside of me. Something I certainly hadn't expected in the business at hand. The next morning, I was back at the house talking to Mrs. Iacchino. She gave me all the information she could remember about Valentine's activities. All of it accurate, but lacking in any possible clue as to the identity of the two men who had killed him and his wife. I had breakfast with Terry there and helped her with funeral arrangements. Then I spent a solid 12 hours with Inspector DeBacca, who had still not located or identified the two mysterious men. However, there were other developments.
This may be something, Johnny.
Oh?
Conrad Webster's been found.
Huh?
Out by Lake, punched train. Just identified him. He was shot to death with a 37.5.
Italian gun?
Yep, just like the one that killed Dan Valentine and his wife.
It later developed that the slugs taken from Webster's body, when compared with those that had killed the Valentines, were fired from the same weapon. The case took on proportions. Every available bit of information regarding the two ex-big shots of the 20s was located, read, and reread. It meant activity in cities like St. Louis, Chicago, Detroit, and New York. But no new information as to the identity of the killers. I went back to the house.
Johnny.
Here. What is this? You're shaking.
Oh, me, please.
Sure.
I suppose I'm being a terrible fool about it all, Johnny, but they've been after me all day. Cheap little things. Newspaper syndicate wants me to write my exclusive story as the shadow daughter of Dan Valentine. Fairy princess of a racketeer.
Take it easy.
Even Hollywood called some producer. Oh, Johnny, I shouldn't have come here at all.
Then what would I have done, Terry?
And what would I have done? Make yourself a drink, Johnny. I'll go put on a new face.
It had become apparent to me in the short time I'd known her that she'd grown to love the memory of her father. Also, that the pressure of all that had happened was beginning to take its toll on her. We were walking down the gravel path away from the house. She was quieted down. I suppose I was thinking how nice it would be to kiss her. I twisted, trying for the gun inside my pocket, but there was nobody to shoot at. The two men who had fired the guns were already out of sight. I was alone with Terry Valentine, who was hanging on the gate. I caught her before she fell.
Why me, Johnny? What?
She was dead before I could answer.
There'll be the final intriguing episode in our story of the Valentine matter tomorrow.
Tomorrow, a sober lesson in how long, how far, and how deadly one man's hate can be. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by John Dawson, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for another exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Welcome back. Well, let me say this. Betty Lou Gerson as the daughter in this performance may be one of the best supporting radio performances we hear on these Johnny Dollar serials. Because basically she comes into this program after 3 parts have passed and comes in part 4, is only there for that 4th part. But in that part, she really, I think, just steals the show. Just great performance in terms of capturing the emotion and kind of the tragedy of this character. I thought it was just incredible. Just an absolutely solid performance. setting up the climax of the case on Friday. So be sure and listen to us then for the conclusion of this wonderful case. All right. Well, we turn now to our stats. I promised to talk to you a little bit about who in the world and who in the United States is listening. It won't surprise most listeners to find that our audience is about 80% and 8% from Canada. So that right there makes up about 90% of our audience. And the rest of the audience, a total downloads last month, unique downloads were 401,655 during the month of March. And people from 132 countries tuned in to one episode or another, rounding out the top countries. We had the UK, Germany, Australia, the Russian Federation, China, France, Japan, and Mexico, number 10. So a very wide audience in the world. And in terms of what state has our most listeners, in one way it's not a surprise. California is the top, but that's kind of to be expected because California is the largest state in the United States. Number 2 is a bit of surprise. Our second highest number of listeners, Virginia, 30,000 downloads in Virginia. And then after that, Texas and New York close behind. Washington State also on the list. And really most of our downloads spread pretty well throughout the country. There were very few states I found where we didn't have at least 1,000 total downloads. Hawaii just missed it at 955. Vermont, I think is the state I am least popular in. 213 downloads. South Dakota 811, North Dakota 759, and Wyoming 545, but most other states at least 1,000 downloads or more. Oh, and Mississippi 839. So if you have friends in those states or friends anywhere, let them know about the show. And I'll talk a little bit about platforms. What are people using as they listen to the program tomorrow? Now we do have a listener comment, a review of our Apple app. Great app, and the sound quality is excellent. Keep them coming. Well, thanks so much. We intend to do that. All right. Well, join us tomorrow for Sherlock Holmes. Friday, we will wrap up Call for a Columnist, and we'll also conclude the Valentine Manor. Well, today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thanks so much for your support. To find out how to support the program, go to support.greatdetectives.net. Well, now it's time for today's adventure of Sherlock Holmes, the adventure of the solitary cyclist.
Sometimes, as our friendship grew, Sherlock Holmes used to ask me to make certain investigations on his behalf. There was, I recall, the odd business of Miss Violet Smith, the charming bicyclist of Charlington. We first heard of her strange experience when she called on us one April day at Baker Street.
Ah, Miss Violet Smith, I presume. Do come in. I had your note just a moment ago saying you'd call.
Well, thank you, Mr. Holmes. This is your equally celebrated colleague, Dr. Watson, perhaps.
Oh, you flatter me, Miss Smith. Pray be seated. Could I offer you a little refreshment, a little ginger wine, perhaps? Some Madeira?
No, thank you, Doctor. You are very kind.
I fancy the problem is hardly in your line, Watson. So ardent a bicyclist as this lady has surely every likelihood of enjoying good health.
Well, Mr. Holmes, I've heard of your famous methods, of course, but how did you know that I...
We knew it from the roughening on the edge of your boot, Miss Smith. from the pedals.
Upon my soul, Watson, you'll be telling me next that you also knew Miss Smith was a pianist.
I'd thought a typewritist, Holmes. Do forgive me, Miss Smith. You mean from the fingertips, Holmes?
Yes, but there's a certain spirituality in your face, Miss Smith, which the typewriter would hardly inspire.
Well, gentlemen, you really are most intriguing, both of you. You see, I do teach music.
And in the country, I presume, from your charming complexion.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, near Farnham.
Oh, yes, that's a beautiful neighborhood, Miss Smith, full of the most delightful things, one of the most delightful parts of the world.
Quite delightful. The place where we took Archie Stamford the forger, wasn't it, Watson?
Really, gentlemen, you fascinate me so much I almost forget what I came for.
Ah, pray forgive us, Miss Smith. It's only our way. Now, regarding your note, is this matter serious?
Well, I hardly know, Mr. Holmes. It is certainly very strange.
Then we are all attention. Don't fidget, Watson. Compose yourself.
I'm entirely composed, Holmes. Pray proceed, Miss Smith.
Thank you. Well, you see, gentlemen, when my father died about 2 years ago, Mother and I were left very poor, so you can imagine how excited we were when we saw an advertisement in the papers one day asking for our whereabouts and saying that if we went to a certain solicitor, we would hear something to our advantage.
Indeed. And you did go?
Oh, yes. I went myself to the solicitor. Mother wasn't very well that day.
Uh-huh.
And there were two gentlemen there, a Mr. Carruthers, who was a clean-shaven man, and a Mr. Woodley, who'd a red moustache, and it seemed that they were both home on a visit from Australia. I didn't care for Mr. Woodley, but Mr. Carruthers was really quite nice. Of course, it was all a great mystery to me until Mr. Carruthers explained.
Well, it's like this, you see, Miss Smith. You knew, I take it, that your late father had a brother, Ralph.
Yes, Mr. Carruthers. But he went to Australia 25 years ago. I never met him.
Poor old Ralph. I'll bet he'd have enjoyed having a pretty niece like you, Miss Smith.
Woodley, please. Leave it to me.
Sure, Bob. I wouldn't interfere for the world.
Now, Miss Smith, your Uncle Ralph was a great friend of ours. I regret to say that he died just a few months ago.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry, Mr. Carruthers.
I'm afraid it ain't what you think, my dear. Old Ralph didn't make no fortune to leave to you.
I had no such thought at all, Mr. Woodley.
One in the eye for me, eh? All right, Bob, carry on.
Well, it's true, Miss Smith, as Mr. Woodley says, your uncle died a poor man. When he heard of your father's death, he begged us, because we'd been such close friends of his, to come to England and hunt you up. To see that you and your mother shouldn't be in any want as his only living relatives.
That was very kind of him, Mr. Carruthers.
Now, I'm a widower, Miss Smith, and I've a little girl of 10.
Yes.
I've taken a house called Chiltern Grange near Farnham while I'm in England. How would you like a job as governess and music teacher?
Oh,
I could offer £100 a year.
£100? But that's splendid pay, Mr. Carruthers.
It's for poor old Ralph's sake. But I'm sure that you'll be worth it, Miss Smith.
You bet she would. Well, what do you say, Miss Smith? Do you take the job? I reckon that you couldn't do much better.
So I thought it over, Mr. Holmes, and I took the job.
And all went well, Miss Smith?
Oh, at first, wonderfully, Dr. Watson. Mr. Carruthers was very nice, and the little girl was a dear. We used to have some charming musical evenings together.
Ah, yes, I'm sure you did, Miss Smith.
Do sit down, Watson. Then why have you come to consult us, Miss Smith?
Well, to begin with, there was Mr. Woodley. He came to Farnham on a visit, and he was quite dreadful. He tried to make love to me. I simply hated him.
Did Mr. Carruthers know?
Oh, yes. Mr. Woodley even proposed to me one day. He said that if I married him, I could have the finest diamonds in London. Imagine. And when I refused, he seized me in his arms. He was very strong.
A scoundrel.
And when I called for help, Mr. Carruthers came in and there was a fight. Oh, it was terrible, Dr. Watson.
Well, at least it was the end of Woodley's visits, I suppose.
Oh, yes. Mr. Carruthers was most upset. He sent Mr. Woodley away, and I haven't seen him since.
I should think not, indeed.
Do calm yourself, my dear Watson. Now, my dear Miss Smith, pray continue.
It is all so strange, you see. It's the Cyclist.
The Cyclist?
Yes. When I went to Chiltern Grange, Mr. Carruthers said I could spend every weekend in London to see my mother. So every Saturday forenoon I cycle into Farnham to get the 12:22. It's a very lonely road over Charlington Heath, you know.
Oh, yes, I seem to remember it. Mainly woods, if I recollect.
Yes, on one side, and then there's one old house on the other, Charlington Hall. but that's the only one for miles and miles. Hardly ever meet anything, not so much as a cart. But one day...
Yes, Miss Smith?
Well, I happened to look back over my shoulder, Dr. Watson, and about 200 yards behind me, I saw a man, also on a bicycle.
What did he look like?
Well, middle-aged, I'd say, and with a dark beard. I looked back again before I reached Farnham, but he'd gone by then, and I didn't think any more about it. But except that...
Except?
When I came back on Monday, I saw him again, on the same stretch of road, and then again the next Saturday, and the next Monday, too.
Aha.
Yes, the case certainly begins to present some features of interest, Watson. Don't you think so?
Did he molest you in any way, Miss Smith?
No. He kept his exact distance, about 200 yards, I'd say, just at the point where the road passes Charlington Hall.
Who lives there, by the way? Do you happen to know, Miss Smith?
I'm afraid I don't.
You mentioned the matter to Mr. Carruthers, of course.
Oh, yes, and he seemed most interested. He said that he'd order a pony cart and groom so that in future I shouldn't have to pass over those lonely roads without some companion.
And you're sure you didn't know this man on the bicycle?
Oh, no, Dr. Watson. He was always just a little too far away for me to see him clearly, but I'm certain it wasn't anyone I knew. And then, this very morning, I thought I'd set a trap for him. The pony cart was to have come this week, but it didn't arrive in time, so I had to cycle again. And there he was, as usual, following me. So I slowed down, and he slowed down, and I stopped altogether.
And he stopped.
Brilliant, my dear Watson.
And then I pedalled on again and laid my trap. There's a little side road through the woods at one point, so I turned into it very quickly. He couldn't have seen me because there's a bend in the road just there. I expected him to shoot past me so that I could have a closer glimpse of him.
But he didn't.
No, Mr. Holmes, he didn't. And when I came out again and looked back, there wasn't a sign of him across the whole heath.
Well, the matter has certainly some unique features. Don't you think so, Watson?
It's certainly somewhat singular, Holmes. I take it, Miss Smith, that you've no, secret admirers, perhaps?
Well, hardly secret, Dr. Watson. There's Cyril.
Cyril?
Cyril Watson, of course.
Oh, of course. Yes, I knew there must be someone, Miss Smith. A most attractive lady, if I may say so.
Cyril Morton, Mr. Holmes. He is an electrical engineer at Coventry. We expect to be married at the end of the summer.
It couldn't have been him that was paying you any kind of surprise visit.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, as if I shouldn't recognize him.
Well, can't you think of anyone else? It might have been Miss Smith. Some other admirer, perhaps?
Well, this dreadful man Woodley, if you can call him an admirer, and...
Well,
perhaps it's only a fancy, Mr. Holmes, but it sometimes seems that Mr. Carruthers takes an interest in me. We are rather thrown together, you see. I play his accompaniments in the evenings. He sings quite well.
He's never actually said anything.
Oh, no, Doctor. He's a perfect gentleman. It's just that a girl always knows.
Does she? I mean, yes, of course.
Quite, Watson, quite. Well, Miss Smith, your case certainly provides several points of interest. I shall be most pleased to look into it. And so I am sure will Dr. Watson.
Yes, indeed.
Take no further steps without letting us know. Keep in touch, Miss Smith. Meanwhile, spend your usual weekend with your mother and return on Monday to Farnham, and we shall do our best to help you.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. Thank you both, gentlemen. You've been very kind and patient.
Not at all. Oh, permit me, Miss Smith, your glove.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Watson. Then I will say goodbye, Mr. Holmes, and I will let you know if anything further happens.
Yes, pray do. Good day, Miss Smith.
Good day, my dear. Well, Holmes,
well, indeed, my dear fellow.
Well, it's part of the settled order of nature, I suppose, that such a girl should have admirers, Holmes, but not following her on bicycles on lonely country roads.
Yes, there are certainly some curious and suggestive details about the case. I think our first effort should be directed towards the tenants of this Charlington Hall, the house that the girl was passing when that strange cyclist disappeared.
Yes, but how do you account for the odd acquaintanceship between Carruthers and Woodley? Such very different types and manners.
You forestall me, Watson. As so often in this case, I suppose it must be the feminine interest in it.
Come, Holmes, now.
Last and most important point, what kind of a menage is it that pays double the market price for a governess, and yet doesn't keep a horse and carriage, although this house, Chiltern Grange, is several miles away from the station? Odd. Very odd.
So you'll go down there? No, my dear fellow, you will. I will? Well, you know quite well I'm busily engaged with my new violin sonata. It may be only some trifling intrigue after all. This case is just in your line, Watson. I leave it all to you. Die ewige Frau, as Goethe so aptly says. I don't know what that means, Holmes. Just pass me my violin, will you please, my dear fellow? I always forget you have no German. I've been looking for a title for this new composition of mine. I think I may have found it at last. Rêve d'amour. French, Watson. I always ignored Holmes in his more ponderously playful moods. At the same time, I must confess that in an experience of the ladies extending over many nations and 3 separate continents, I've seldom encountered one more charming than Miss Violet Smith, and earnestly wished to do my best to help her. Accordingly, I made my way down to Charlington Heath on the following Monday and concealed myself behind a clump of gorse. In the distance, I saw Miss Smith gracefully speeding along the road from Farnham Station, and a moment later, the black-bearded pursuer had emerged from a gap in the hedge some 100 yards away from me and went cycling after her, looking curiously furtive. She slowed down, he slowed also. She stopped, he stopped. But she was a spirited girl, our Miss Smith, and this time she suddenly turned round and darted straight towards him. Yet he was as quick as she was. He turned his machine and pedalled off. Then she turned again, with her head in the air, very haughtily, and so made off for Chiltern Grange. And as for him... Well, Watson, as for him, the man with the black beard... Why, he came cycling by a few minutes later, Holmes, and he went right past me, and as he turned in at the hall gates, got off his bicycle to adjust his necktie or something. Oh? And then he jumped on his cycle again, pedalled away from me up the drive. And that was that, eh? Yes, Holmes. Well, I was really quite worn out, one thing and another. I'm sure you must have been, my dear fellow. Here, sit on the sofa and put your feet up. Shall I ring for some hot milk? Oh, upon my soul, Holmes, you're quite insufferable. There I was, doing my best for you. Exactly, while Miss Smith was on her way to Chiltern Grange, where Mr. Carruthers proposed to her last evening after dinner. What? Good heavens, Holmes. How did you learn that? Oh, quite simple, my dear fellow. There was a letter from her this morning. Well? Here it is, you see. Charming scent the girl uses. You'll find the important bit in the last paragraph. The rest is more or less an account of what you've already told me so graphically. I'm sure that you will respect my confidence, Mr. Holmes, when I tell you that my position has become difficult owing to the fact that my employer, Mr. Carruthers, has proposed marriage to me. Our young friend seems to be getting into deep waters, eh? However, Watson, to return to your own exhausting exploits... Oh, let me hand you this cushion, my dear fellow. You haven't finished yet. I'm sure you made some inquiries, didn't you, in the neighborhood, as to who was living in this mysterious old house, Charlington Hall? Yes, I did. I went to the local house agent, and it was let some weeks ago. Oh, to whom? A man called Williamson, Cedric Williamson. An elderly retired clergyman, according to the locals in the public house. Good, Watson. I was rather afraid you wouldn't have the sense to go to the pub. That's always the center of country gossip. Thank you, Holmes. I also happened to be thirsty after my day in the open. I'm sure you were. Well, what else did you learn? If this Williamson is an elderly man, he can hardly be the energetic cyclist. I don't suppose he was for the moment. He's a long white beard and a gammy leg. Oh, then that settles that. But it seems that there are doings at the hall most weekends. Doings? Yes, wild visitors and so forth. Oh. What the landlord calls a warm lotzer. So you think the mysterious cyclist might be one of those? He might, because it seems that among them, Holmes, and the warmest of the lot, is a fellow with a red moustache called Woodley. Oh, Miss Smith's fiery suitor. But a red moustache, Watson, yet the cyclist has a black beard. But it could be assumed, Holmes. So it could.
In fact, upon my soul, Watson, it's really quite a fascinating case after all. It has all the ingredients. A lonely, attractive girl, 2 important suitors, a clergyman who holds wild parties, and, best of all...
Well, Holmes?
A strange man on a bicycle who dismounts for the purpose of adjusting his necktie. Yes, we shall be hearing from Miss Violet Smith again, my dear fellow. You may be sure of that.
Chiltern Grange, Thursday, April 28th. Dear Mr. Holmes, you will not be surprised to hear that I am leaving Mr. Carruthers' employment. Even the high pay cannot reconcile me to the discomforts of my situation. On Saturday I come to London and do not intend to return. Mr. Carruthers has got the pony trap, which will be driven by an ostler, and so the dangers of the lonely road are now over. As to the cause of my leaving, it is not only the strange situation with Mr. Carruthers himself, but the reappearance of that odious Mr. Woodley. I saw him out of the window, but am glad to say I did not meet him. He had a long talk with Mr. Carruthers, and I think that they were quarrelling. He seems to be living somewhere in the neighborhood, and I confess that I would sooner have a wild animal about the place. From his inflamed appearance, I am quite sure that he drinks heavily. I will not feel myself safe from him until Saturday, when I leave here forever, and all my troubles will be over. Yours sincerely, and with regards to Dr. Watson, Violet Smith.
You hear? She sends her regards to you, Watson.
Ah, thank you. Well, that's the end of that, I suppose.
Not at all, Watson. I believe there will soon be further developments. There's some deep intrigue going on around that young woman. I have a curious feeling. Yes, I think it's all rather more sinister than I imagined at first. I've been checking on the Reverend Cedric Williamson.
The old clergyman at the Hall, eh?
He was a clergyman once. I made some inquiries at a clerical agency, and the only man who fits the name and the description has had a singularly dark career.
I confess his conduct struck me as somewhat unecclesiastical, with his wild parties and so forth.
Yes, I must say that I'm considerably alarmed.
What do you mean?
I think that you and I should spare the time to run down to Farnham together, Watson, tomorrow, Saturday morning, if you're free. You've still got that old army revolver of yours.
Of course.
Then take it, Watson, take it. You never know. You simply never know.
A rainy night had been followed by a glorious morning as we walked across the heath towards Charlington Hall. It seemed impossible that any menace could threaten on such a day. Yet, as we followed the winding road among the gorse where I had hidden myself earlier in the week, my nerves grew somewhat strained, and I found myself fingering the pistol in my pocket. Holmes strode in front of me, his head in the air, covering the ground remarkably rapidly with his long, springy step. He looked a strange figure, striding through the gorse in his famous deerstalker cap and traveling cape. And then, suddenly...
Watson, look! Heavens above, I'm afraid we're too late. What is it, Holmes? In heaven's name. Why, look, the pony trap is empty. And stop the horses. Stop the horse.
Whoa there, whoa, you brute.
Here, get hold of the reins, Watson. Stop him, for heaven's sake. What fool.
Whoa there, whoa.
I've got him. Quiet, my beauty. There, that's better.
He's all right, Holmes. Only nervous. What's happened?
Oh, what a fool I've been, Watson. I should have allowed for her taking an earlier train.
What happened to Miss Smith? Where's the groom?
They've abducted her, Watson. Why, it may be murder, heaven knows what. Pray God we may not be too late. What a fool I am.
Holmes, look! The cyclist.
Yes, Blackbeard, coming towards us, pedaling like the deuce.
Hold there! Stop! What are you doing with that dog cart? I'll put a bullet in your horse!
Don't be such a fool, man. Where's Miss Smith?
That's what I'm asking you. You're in her dog cart.
We found it empty. Quick, man, they must have got her.
Woodley and that blackguard parson. By the living jingo, I'll never forgive myself. Look, Holmes, they must have gone this way, through the hedge. Now, let's run for it. Holmes, wait, someone's lying by the tree.
Good heavens.
Peter! It's Peter the groom. He was driving the pony cart. The scoundrels have killed him. No. It's only a flesh wound. He's only stunned. He'll be all right.
Leave him for the moment, then. He'll come to no harm. Come this way, quickly, round the bushes here.
There's a clearing beyond. They might have... What? Miss Smith!
Quickly, through here.
Too late. There they are by the oak tree. The girl's fainting. The clergyman, in his surplice. Holmes.
He's marrying them, Watson. Woodley and the girl there.
You can take your beard off, Bob Carruthers. I know you.
You scoundrel, Woodley.
Old Williamson's done it, Bob. Prayer book and all.
Always at your service, Mr. Carruthers. Al fresco weddings arranged at short notice. Funerals.
Shut up, you blackguard. Woodley, I'll see this woman righted if I have to swing for it. I told you what I'd do if you molested her, and by the Lord, I'll be as good as my word.
You're too late, Bob. She's my wife.
No, she's your widow.
Carruthers, drop that gun. Keep away, Watson. Keep him covered.
Who are you to order us about,
My name is Sherlock Holmes.
What?
Take that surplice off. You disgrace the cloth, sir. Carruthers, give me a hand with Woodley to the house. Watson, you look after Miss Smith, I'm sure.
Dr. Watson. Oh, dear Dr. Watson.
There, my dear, there. It's all right. It's all right.
Well, now, Watson, what have you to report, eh?
Miss Smith's resting in the drawing room. She'll be all right, Holmes.
And Woodley?
He'll live.
Oh, good.
The bullet got him in the shoulder. Confound it, I'll go upstairs and finish him first. Do you tell me the girl's going to be tied to Jack Woodley for life?
Keep quiet, Carruthers. Now, as for you, Williamson...
Blasted, interfering, busybody?
Just so. You can tell the police that when they arrive.
I confess, I'm still a bit confused, Holmes.
Yes, then I'll tell you the whole story. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, Carruthers.
I don't care a farthing if you're wrong or not. It's Miss Smith that's my concern.
Don't worry, Carruthers. Miss Smith will be quite all right. Mr. Williamson here has no right to perform a marriage ceremony.
Have been ordained?
And also unfrocked.
Once a clergyman, always a clergyman.
I think not. How about the license?
We got one.
Then you got it by a trick. In any case, a forced marriage isn't a marriage at all, but a very serious felony. You'll have 10 years to think that out, you old rascal. As for you, Carruthers, you would have done much better to have kept your pistol in your pocket.
Now I'm beginning to think so. By the living jingo, though, when I think of all the precautions I took to shield her...
Exactly. You followed her on your bicycle, wearing a false beard, every time she passed this house.
Well, confound it, I knew these scoundrels were lurking here. I didn't know what they'd get up to. I had to protect her. I fell in love with them. I never meant to, but I did, heaven help me.
You could have told her of the danger?
She'd have left. And I couldn't bear that.
Sounds more like selfishness to me than love. I still don't understand it, Holmes. What happened?
Simply that Miss Smith's uncle didn't die when these scoundrels said he had, Watson. And he wasn't a poor man either, Carruthers, was he? So you came over post-haste, and the idea was that one of you should marry her and the other have a share in the plunder. For some reason or other, Woodley was the one chosen.
We played cards for her on the voyage, and he won.
Upon my soul.
Oh, I wish I'd never got tied up with him.
But at least you got her to enter your service. And then I suppose Woodley was to do the courting, only the trouble was that the girl recognized him for the drunken brute he was and wouldn't have anything to do with him.
I see it all, Holmes. And meanwhile, Carruthers had fallen in love with her himself and couldn't bear the thought of Woodley owning her.
By George, I couldn't. We quarreled, you see, and he took this house and picked up with his padre here. Then he came to me one night this week with a cable. Old Ralph Smith was dead at last. I proposed to her as a last hope, and she wouldn't have me. And Woodley took the whole thing into his own hands. You know the rest.
I should have known it long ago. The minute you told me, Watson, that you'd seen the solitary cyclist adjusting his necktie. Of course he was really taking off the beard he wore to keep Miss Smith from recognizing him. But I perceive 3 members of the country constabulary coming up the drive, so our task here is really over, Watson. And if Miss Smith has recovered from her indisposition, it only remains for us to return to Baker Street.
I'll see to her at once, Holmes.
And Watson, by the way, if she imagines that she's still feeling rather weak, perhaps a hint that we are about to telegraph a certain young electrician in Coventry would complete the cure.
Eh? Oh, Cyril. Quite so, Holmes. Quite so. And so ended the case of the solitary cyclist. Williamson and Woodley were both tried for abduction, the former getting 7 years and the latter 10. Carruthers got no more than a few months. The shooting of Woodley was viewed with leniency. He came out of prison a wiser and a better man. As to Miss Smith herself, I have a note in my records that she did indeed inherit a large fortune and became the wife of Cyril Morton. I had the pleasure of attending her wedding. But in an experience of the ladies, extending over 5 nations, and...
Watson, my poor dear susceptible Watson.
Oh, confound you, Holmes, confound you.
The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, based on the original stories of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, have been dramatized anew
with original music composed by Sidney Torch. Sir Ralph Richardson played the part of Dr. Watson, and Sir John Gielgud that of Sherlock Holmes. The program was produced by Harry Allen Towers.
Welcome back. Well, according to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the whole profession of being a governess in the late 18th and early 19th, or late 19th, early 20th century was quite a hazardous one. You also remember, of course, there was the story of the Copper Beeches. But in all seriousness, this was actually one of my favorite stories, and I thought it was a pretty well done adaptation here. With some ironic comedy where the man nearly commits murder to avoid a marriage that wasn't valid in the first place. Well, now we turn to listener comments and feedback, and we begin on Twitter at the @RadioDetectives account. Jenny tweets in, can I just say how much I enjoy your podcast of Home Story? Makes my journeys home from work much more enjoyable. Well, thanks so much, Jeannie. I appreciate it. Then we have an iTunes review from Who's Your Beaches. I really appreciate all of the work and time that Adam has put into the podcast. I like learning something about each episode he plays. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Well, yesterday we kind of began to take a look at some of the stats on the program in terms of where our listeners were coming from. I did want to take a look at kind of how people are listening to the program, which is kind of an interesting shift. When we first started out, probably about 70% of listeners were getting the show through iTunes and 80% total through podcatchers. Now the total who are listening to the program through podcatchers is only at 47%. And mobile web browsers are up to 17.2% of our listeners, followed by tablet, pad web browsers at 7%, and mobile applications, 5% of our total unique downloads in the month of April came that way. Now, in terms of how that's coming, 37.5% of listeners came through iTunes. Apple still holds a big chunk of listeners, though, because in addition to the 37.5% that came through iTunes, 16% came through the iPhone and 7% through the iPad. So about 60% of the downloads are still going through Apple, which is down a little bit from the 70% it was when we first started out, but still pretty healthy. And there, of course, are others. Zune Marketplace, Android phones, but those are the big ones, and it's somewhat remarkable to, be part of this, to be podcasting, as so much is emerging and changing. And I want to thank everybody who's been with us now, as we've been at this now for just a little more than 3.5 years. It's been great. We're out of stats to discuss. If anyone's got any other questions regarding stats in the show, I'd love to hear from you, Box 13. Well, today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thanks so much for your support. Well, coming up later on in the program, we will bring you the conclusion of the Valentine matter. But first up, it's time for part 4 of Call for a Columnist.
Carter Brown Mysteries. Adventures in excitement and suspense. based on the best-selling novels by the slick storytelling sensation, Carter Brown.
Up quite a score of odds for a harmless columnist who wanted nothing but to hang on to his popularity with the 4 million readers of his column, Dynamite with Johnny Lane. As if it wasn't enough to be kidnapped and forced to write statements libeling the chief of police and Senator Rowland, head of the Vice Investigation Committee, statements which brought a $2 million damage suit against my paper and just incidentally looked like putting me behind bars. As if that wasn't enough, I had to walk into the apartment of that heavenly hunk of humanity, Simone, the Adagio dancer, only to find her partner, Simon, proposing to make a national hero out of me by murdering me. I sat there, hardly believing my eyes, as he slowly took off his tie.
Just relax, Mr. Lane. It will be all over in a moment. A tie makes such an excellent weapon for a man like me. You have seen her act, mine and Simone, how I throw her across the stage. It's all in the wrists and fingers, you know.
No, I didn't know.
And the same thing applies to strangling. It's all in the wrists and fingers.
So you took care of Albert Ferraro?
Of course. Just as I am going to take care of you.
Ah, the situation is well in hand, I see, Simon.
Simone!
Well, my poor little Johnny, it seems that we shall never get around to having a quiet evening to ourselves.
You're part of it, too.
But of course. You are just in time, Simone, for the climax.
Yeah, just in time. Oh, what do you know? I knocked him cold.
I don't believe it. A rabbit like you.
I don't believe it either. But I like it. Come here, baby.
No.
Yes, baby. I don't know why I never thought of this before.
What are you going to do?
What no gentleman ever does to a lady. For a moment, I just stood there, looking at the pair of them, laid out on the floor like fillets of fish on a slab. I didn't know what had come over me, but whatever it was, I was enjoying it. I employed my newfound personality in a number of phone calls, and half an hour later, the door opened and my ex-bodyguard, Tony Spencer, walked in.
Well, Johnny, so you decided you couldn't get along without me after all.
Well, you could put it that way. Actually, I called your boss, Mr. Roch, because I need someone to look after a couple of people for me.
You mean bump them off?
No, just keep an eye on them.
Where are they?
In the bath.
Both of them?
That's right.
You mind if I go and take a look?
Not at all. Help yourself.
Thanks. I don't get this. Lumpy catfish.
Recognize them?
It's that Adagio act. Who tied them up and put them in the bath for you?
I did.
You?
Me. I am a changed man since you last saw me.
You know, I can almost believe it. There is something different about you.
I've decided I'm really the masterful He-Man type. In fact, I've decided that I'm going to call Captain Stanger at police headquarters, get him to come over and take charge of these characters, and then you and I...
Yes, John?
You and I will go out for a little celebration, and I'm not taking no for an answer.
I'm not saying no, Johnny.
Your evening paper, Monsieur Lane.
Oh, thanks, Jules. Here, Tommy, take a look at this. Right in the front page.
But, Johnny, this says that you're going to prove that every allegation you made about Senator Rowland and the chief of police was true.
Mm-hmm.
And that you're going to do it tomorrow at the hearing of the investigation committee.
Uh-huh. I thought I'd have trouble with my editor getting him to run that, but I convinced him that since the paper was being sued for $2 million already, he may as well be hanged for a sheep as a lamb.
Son, you're amazing.
I think so, too.
Oh, excuse me, Monsieur Lane. I could not help overhearing.
Yeah? What is it, Jules?
If you really intend to prove your accusations, Monsieur Lane, I think I can help you.
Yeah? How?
We are not immune to racketeers here. We have to pay our tribute to stay in business. But if you have the courage to defy them, I feel I should have the courage to support you. And I have receipts in my office that would interest you immensely.
You have?
If you could spare a few moments and come to my office, I will give them to you.
Well, thanks, Jules. Thanks a lot. You'll excuse me, won't you, Tony?
Well, there is no need why the young lady should not accompany us.
Oh, okay. Come on, honey.
This way, Monsieur Lane. Mademoiselle. Here we are. Please go in, Monsieur Lane. I have a gun at your back, and I would not like a corpse littering my corridor.
Jewel, what is this?
Inside, Monsieur Lane. You too, mademoiselle.
Hello, Johnny.
Thelma.
That's right. Pleased to see me?
In 2 words, no.
Thelma, it is true. What it says in his column. He threatens to prove his accusation.
The accusations you made me right, baby.
I wish you'd kept your nose out, Johnny. If Simon hadn't bungled his job, you'd have been dead before you could have written that.
Yeah, but he did bungle his job. And he's now tucked away quietly waiting for the inquiry to start tomorrow when he's going to do a little talking.
But you're going to tell us where to find him.
I don't think I am.
That's one for the books. Johnny Lane, a top guy. You're a lily, Johnny. Why, you'd faint if anyone swatted a fly in front of you.
Would I?
Go!
Let her go or shoot.
No, you won't.
Nice work, Tony.
Would you like me to break his arm, Johnny?
No!
Not yet, honey. Now then, I'm at the business end of the gun. I'll have a few answers. You, Jules, where do you fit in? You're the leader of the opposition that Simon told me about, huh?
Yes, I handled the distribution angle for Roland for a long time, but it got too good as far as he was concerned. He switched some of it to Lou Prager at the Blue Diamond. My takings were cut by half. Then when Thelma came along and put me in the picture, I thought it was time I did something.
You'll do something, all right. A nice long stretch. As for you, Thelma, you'll fry.
What are you talking about?
The Ferraro killing. The nylon stocking that strangled him was a sure clue that a woman killed him.
That's a lie. I never killed him. It was Simon.
Well, I think he'll say it was you. And his partner, Simone, will back him up. That's 2 to 1.
But I didn't kill him. I swear it.
Oh, I believe you. I know Simon did it. He likes strangling. But I don't think anyone else will believe you.
Johnny, I'll talk. I'll tell you everything I know about the senator and about O'Byrne, but don't send me up on a murder rap. I'll talk, Johnny. I'll talk.
It was quite a scene in the courtroom next morning. A crowd packed the public benches, and up on the platform sat the investigation committee, headed by Senator Rowland. An imposing figure, gray-haired, substantial, the complete picture of an honest, straightforward American politician. He made his opening speech, a blend of fancy platitudes and phony patriotism. Then he got around to me.
The chief protagonist of the accusations made against the committee, and in particular against the chief of police O'Byrne, is here today, and so this committee has decided that in the interests of justice, this matter should be dealt with first of all. I hereby call John Lane to appear before the committee. Have you a lawyer, Mr. Lane? You're entitled to legal advice.
I don't need any, thanks.
Very well. You are John Lane.
Yes?
You're employed as a journalist.
A columnist. That's one step up or down, depending how you feel about it.
Certain statements have appeared in your column, and as a result of them, certain writs have been issued against your newspaper and yourself for damages for libel. Is that correct?
I understand so.
Then, Mr. Lane, you will agree that these statements of yours are either true or false.
Naturally.
If they are false, I'm wasting the committee's time in questioning you.
Presumably.
And if they are true, it's then up to you to prove.
Quite.
Very good, Mr. Lane. How do you propose to do that?
I'd like to ask some questions, if I may.
To whom do you wish to address your questions?
To the chief of police, to you, Senator, and various other people.
Very well. You may call whom you please, Mr. Lane.
Thank you. I'd like to call Chief of Police Michael O'Byrne. Chief, I'm not too good in formal procedure, so I guess we can take it as read that you're Chief of Police and your name is Michael O'Byrne.
Very well.
Chief, how much do you earn a year?
Senator, do I have to answer that question?
It's public knowledge, Chief. Anyone can find out by reading the city ordinances. Your salary is $10,000 a year.
If you know, why ask?
And you earn $10,000 a year.
Yes.
No more?
Of course not.
Does your wife work?
No. Mr. Lane, we have not unlimited time. I'm afraid I don't see the point of these questions.
You will, Senator. Now, Chief, if your income is $10,000 a year and your wife doesn't work, how is your wife able to deposit $2,000 a month into her bank account?
It's a lie!
Not according to this statement obtained from the manager of a bank by Captain Stanger of the police department. According to this statement, your wife has at the moment a total of some $28,000 in her account, and $2,000 are paid in regularly on the 8th day of every month,
The deposits are made by a Mr. Smith.
Mr. Lane, there's probably some quite simple explanation of this. I cannot tolerate the chief being put through the hoop just for the sake of satisfying your craving for publicity.
Very well, Senator. I'm prepared to waive any further questioning of the chief of police. Instead, I'd like to call Thelma Radley.
What?
If you look, you'll see her coming in now, together with 3 people who are here to prove my statements. Will Miss Radley step forward, please?
With pleasure.
Tell me, you wouldn't do this.
Wouldn't I? My name is Thelma Radley, and until 6 weeks ago I lived in an apartment on Dane Street, which was wholly maintained by Senator Rowland. During the previous 6 months when I was with him, he made me his confidant concerning many of his business affairs. I learned that he controlled the vice rackets of this city. The chief of police was paid $2,000 a month to cooperate with Rowland and leave the rackets alone, and...
This investigation committee is postponed indefinitely. Captain Stanger, you're ordered to arrest the chief of police and with him Senator Rowland. Charges will be preferred later. And get them out of here, fast, before they get lynched.
Johnny, you were wonderful.
You think so, Tony?
Oh, yes. The way you handle things in that courtroom, why, they ought to make you district attorney.
Hey, that might be a bad idea, Fred. I don't see why I shouldn't run for DA.
I've got a better proposition.
Yeah? What?
How'd you like to be my bodyguard permanently?
Miss Spencer, is this a proposal of marriage?
Uh-huh. What do you say?
No.
I was afraid of that. I hate to do this, Johnny, but I've made up my mind. Don't worry, honey. By the time you come to, it'll be all over, and you'll like it. That's a promise.
This is Carter Brown. You know, there are some stories that you get a real kick out of writing. Call for a Columnist was one of them. I only hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Next week I'll be back to present another of my books for you. This one is called Assignment Trouble, and it has an Australian background combining journalism and public relations. A combination which is just plain murder. So for now, this is Carter Brown saying, be seeing you, I hope.
In Call for a Columnist, you heard Wendy Playfair as Tony, and as Johnny Lane, you heard our star, Joe McCormick. The Carter Brown Mystery Theater, from the best-selling novels by Carter Brown, is dramatized and directed by Maurice Travers for Grace Gibson Radio Productions.
Welcome back. Well, the story is resolved by Johnny Lane having a fundamental change in character. That's very convenient. An interesting conclusion, to say the least. I always thought that a lot of these Carter Brown mysteries, they were kind of the equivalent of the spaghetti westerns, and this would probably be Exhibit A in that thought pattern. We do have listener comments and feedback on this. Tom sends in a tweet. Hey, in Call for a Columnist, in the middle of the episodes, was that the same music as Barry Craig's theme? Certainly sounds like it to me. It sounds like it, or a variation of it being used in the middle as a bridge. If there are any better musical experts out there, I'm all ears. All right, well, now it's time for today's episode of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar, as we wrap up The Valentine Matter, Part 5.
From Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
Hey, what are you doing at the Valentine house?
Get a car out here quick, Inspector. Terry Valentine's just been shot. 2 guys showed up.
Slow down. When did all this happen?
A few seconds ago.
Ambulance?
No good, DeBaca. She died in my arms.
Oh. What do You think they're still around there?
They must be. I'm going looking.
Now, wait a minute. This is a police matter. You stay put. I'll have a car there in 5 minutes, and you can... Johnny, I heard that. Your gun. Now, look, you're all wound up. Don't do anything.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the New Britain Mutual Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of further expenditures during my investigation of the Valentine matter. Dan Valentine, ex-gangster, and, of course, your policyholder. But then his wife was killed, too. Then his lawyer. Then his daughter. The girl that I... 30 seconds after Terry Valentine died in my arms, I was stumbling down the gravel path that led from her house to the road. It had all happened so suddenly I can't say that what I did from there on or what I felt was entirely rational. All I know is I hadn't heard a car leave the area, which meant the two killers were still somewhere nearby. Then in the dim light, I saw the car. A man was climbing into it. Hey, stop! Stop or I'll shoot! Stop! Get out of there. Get out of there and get your hands up.
I'm a hit. I'm afraid to move.
Come on, get out.
Come on. I'm coming.
You two, come on.
It's no use on him, mister. He used up. You got him real good. Ooh. I need a doctor. Help me get to a doctor.
Stop right there.
Doctor.
Stand still.
You pretty tough fella.
What's your name?
Sisto.
Sisto what?
It's good enough for you. I need a doctor, bad.
Listen.
Ooh.
Tell it to me. Tell it to me right now. If you don't tell it to me now, you'll never tell it to anybody. Tell it!
No.
Tell it!
I need doctor.
Tell it!
I die first.
Johnny! What is this? Who's he?
He's going to kill me.
Now, you better give me that gun, Johnny. The state will take care of him. Thanks.
I should have done it. I wanted to do it.
I know, son. Come on, let's get out of here.
But I didn't get out of there. I waited around while they dug the body of the other man out of the smashed-up car, and while they carried the still limp form of Teresa Valentine away. She was the third member of the family who had died violently within 3 days.
I'm sorry about it, Dollar.
Inspector, I was hoping I might have been wrong. That she wasn't dead.
Oh, you weren't wrong. Which one shot her?
Huh?
The dead one? Or the one we still got in the hospital?
Oh, I don't know. Both of them, I guess.
You don't feel like talking to it. I'm just trying to pin it down.
Well, what about him?
Can't get much out of him so far. He's in pretty bad shape.
Let me ask him some questions, Inspector. I'm no police officer. I don't have to obey any rules.
Now, take it easy, kid. You were about to do that once, and we'd be holding you for murder if you'd have gone ahead. I know how you feel about Teresa Valentine.
Has he said anything at all?
Nothing. We found papers on him and the other one that makes them brothers, Sisto and Darby Chianti, from New York. So far, there doesn't seem to be any connection with the Valentines. But people like Valentine make a lot of enemies. But that girl doesn't figure.
Yeah.
I know you talked to her a lot these last couple of days, Johnny. What'd you say?
Oh, nothing that had anything to do with this. You know yourself, she didn't even know her name was Valentine until her father got shot at.
Yeah, that could have been an act.
And you could have been 20 feet tall.
Just trying.
Try with that punk you got upstairs in the hospital.
We will, Johnny. We will. Just... Pardon me. Johnny, I got bad news. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Why?
Sisto Chianti died 5 minutes ago.
Expense account, item 10, $10, car rental. I went out to the Valentine house once more.
Oh, Mr. Dollar.
Hello, Mrs. Iachino.
Please, come in. So many policemen, so many reporters. I've been trying to close the house.
Sure.
I know how you must feel. I mean about her. What of these Chianti brothers?
Well, we don't know much about them yet. The New York police are still doing a rundown on them. Don't let me stop you, whatever you're doing. I'll just look around if you don't mind.
All right.
Oh, one thing.
Yes?
Did Mr. Valentine make any provision for you?
Yeah. He thought of me. $1,000. Whatever he was, the man I knew was kind and good. And his sins had been forgiven him.
I spent 2 hours or better going from room to room, looking at the oils that Dan Valentine had painted. Pastoral scenes, happy scenes, gay scenes, all of them with colorful Italian backgrounds. I was thinking about that when I walked into Inspector DeBacca's office late that afternoon.
I don't get it, Johnny.
Don't get what?
Here. Just came from New York on the Chianti boys.
Oh?
They came to this country when they were 18 and 21. Both of them were naturalized citizens, lived with their father.
Records?
Not a thing. No trouble ever.
What else?
That's about it. New York police can't seem to locate their old man. Disappeared about a week ago. Lived on the east side.
What's about him?
Well, that's another funny thing. He's taken out his papers and was due for an examination with the immigration people this week. They're looking for him, too.
We went out and had dinner together and talked about the case. It had been a strange one. The deaths were useless, the motives unknown. I parted company with Inspector DeBacca and went back to my hotel to trouble it out with sleep. About 11 o'clock, I had a phone call. Johnny Dollar.
This is DeBacca. Old man Chianti just showed up at our city morgue and wants to take his 2 sons back to New York for burial.
20 minutes later, I was standing in the coroner's office while Inspector DeBacca led a small, wizened old man into the room and sat him down on one of the chairs.
Mr. Chianti, it's Mr. Dollar.
How do you do?
Mr. Chianti?
I read about you. You killed my boys. Is it so?
Yes. They'd killed 4 other people.
I know. But...
Why did they kill the Valentine family, Mr. Chianti? Why did they kill Conrad Webster, the lawyer? Do you know why?
I know.
Then tell me. They're all dead now.
I'm still alive, Mr. Dollar.
He refused to talk about his sons or any of their activities. DeBacca held him to answer to the immigration officials. He remained in his cell, silent and noncommittal to all visitors, including the chaplain. I appeared before the coroner's jury the following morning and was cleared of any charges. Pietro Chianti still had said nothing. And he looked at me as though he was going to keep on saying nothing. Mr. Chianti?
I see you, Mr. Dollar. More questions?
Dan Valentine's wife was your daughter, wasn't she? Wasn't she? All right, you don't have to admit it. I have a copy of the marriage license right here. It came from New York this morning.
She was my daughter.
Is that all you have to say now?
I no talk.
Then I will, Mr. Chianti. Because your daughter, Mrs. Valentine, had a daughter herself, Teresa. A lovely, wonderful girl that your 2 sons killed. I happen to know that girl. I might have been in love with her, I don't know. But I do know.
She had to die, too.
What?
This Conrad Webster, Mr. Valentine, and my own daughter and granddaughter, they had to die. All bad.
You?
See, I order it.
You ordered it? And who are you? God?
I am the father. When a daughter marries a bad man, only bad can come from it. The granddaughter was then bad. He come to our village many years ago. Take her away. He and the man Webster help him. It lived with me. The stealing of my own flesh and blood. All this time it grow inside of me. I am old, but I keep on living. Only so I can come here and find him and destroy him. And her, and the daughter, and the lawyer man who help him. And I destroyed them through my sons.
A whole family. Vendetta. Was that it?
If you like. Vendetta. He was a bad man who did bad things. Bad man. I smoke now. You have a cigarro, eh?
The disposition of old Pietro Chianti is up to the Immigration Department. I didn't stay around New Orleans to learn the results of all the extensive examinations that would have to be completed to test his sanity. I'd had enough of the town. Expense account, item 11, $140.20, hotel and board. Item 12, $28, car rental miscellaneous. That includes flowers to the Valentine family. Item 13, same as item 1, $175. Transportation back home. Expense account total, $1,290.38. Remarks? Whenever I close my eyes, I can see a lovely girl standing at the bottom of a long, curving stairway, smiling, because I'm in the room. That's all. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Remember, please, there'll be another exciting story for you beginning next Monday night.
Monday, the Lorco Diamond Matter, in which a trip to Algiers makes Come With Me to the Kasbah sound like an invitation to a Sunday school picnic. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by John Dawson, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in this week's cast were Lillian Baeff, Betty Lou Gerson, Barney Phillips, Will Wright, Forrest Lewis, Marvin Miller, Jay Novello, and Jack Moyles. Be sure to join us on Monday night, same time and station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Welcome back. What a great episode. There aren't, a ton of gut-wrenching or really emotionally charged episodes. But this was clearly one, and I think it works so well. They really put this together from a dramatic standpoint very well, right from the first part of the story where Tabaka is talking to Johnny, and you hear the gun being cocked and Johnny hanging up the phone. Just, very powerful right all the way up until the last moment, the note in that report. Just incredible job. I should mention that this was adapted from actually 2 separate Yours Truly Johnny Dollar episodes. This episode was based on the Yours Truly Johnny Dollar episode, The San Antonio Matter, written by E. Jack Newman, and also on an episode of Nightbeat called Big John McMaster, from 1951, also by E. Jack Newman, who of course wrote this episode under the name of John Dawson. And really, this just continues to show what you can do with radio drama if given sufficient time. It's remarkable, so many half-hour dramas, what they were able to do. But in this hour plus of story time, they really don't waste any of it. So I think it was just absolutely a phenomenal job. Well, we turn now to listener comments and feedback, and Justin said, it's sad that there are no more George Valentine podcasts. The new Sherlock Holmes is not as good as the old one, so right now I'm listening to Johnny Dollar. Any other suggestions to what are any good detective shows besides the ones mentioned? Well, Justin, I hope you get some answers on Facebook. I'm a bad judge because I think all of them are pretty good. And I've actually been enjoying the more recent Sherlock Holmes than the ones we were playing previously with John Stanley. But to each their own. I think that if you don't enjoy the Sherlock Holmes series, be listening in about 11 weeks. We're going to begin the Nick Carter series on Thursdays, replacing Holmes. And then on Tuesday in 2 weeks, we'll be adding the big guy. And then 3 weeks after that, when the big guy's done, that will be replaced by Mr. Moto. And then we also have a review on the app from Zippy, who says, with so many apps out there, it is nice to find one that works and isn't loaded with ads. Very well put together, and the shows are great. Well, glad you're enjoying the app, Zippy. And that will finish up for today. A few programming notes. Join us tomorrow for the lineup, and then join us back here on Monday for a new Johnny Dollar adventure. And on Friday, we'll have another Carter Brown serial. Well, I do want to encourage you, if you've not already, to take a look at the great audiobooks we've got on Audible in the iTunes store. There's one specifically related to the show called All I Needed to Know I Learned from Columbo. In addition, I'm writing a series of novels, superhero comedies available, Tales of the Dim Night and Fly Another Day. So check those out at Audible or at iTunes. Also over on the site at greatdetectives.net. On Saturday, we'll have a review of the 1994 to 2003 Columbo episodes. And then on Sunday, we conclude our countdown of radio's most essential people with number 1 on the list. All right, well, now it's time for today's episode of the lineup, the Syncopic Sweazy Sweat Out from July 5th, 1951.
Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum, the refreshing, delicious treat that gives you chewing enjoyment, presents for your listening enjoyment the Lineup. Ladies and gentlemen, we take you now behind the scenes of a police headquarters in the great American city, where under the cold, glaring lights will pass before us the innocent, the vagrant, the thief, the murderer. This is the Lineup. We can take any one of these seats, David.
All right. You think you found the man, Lieutenant?
Well, it's hard to say. We picked up a couple of men who were seen in that area. One of them knows Dr. Simpson.
Who is he?
Well, I want you to identify him. Tell me if he's the same man you saw walking up and down in front of the house.
Oh, I hope you got him. Dr. Simpson was such a fine man.
Well, I'm sure he was.
I worked for him for 15 years. I don't think he had an enemy in the world.
Well, he must have had one. Somebody killed him.
May I have your attention, please? You people out there on the other side of the wire in the audience room, may I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Greb, Sergeant Matt Greb. I'll explain the light.
For refreshment while you work, for enjoyment anytime, chew a stick of Wrigley's Spearmint Gum. The delicious, long-lasting real mint flavor of Wrigley's Spearmint cools your mouth and freshens your taste. The good, smooth chewing helps keep you feeling fresh and alert, adds enjoyment to whatever you're doing. So indoors, outdoors, at work or at play, enjoy chewing Wrigley's Spearmint Gum. Wrigley's Spearmint. Refreshing, delicious. We now return you to Sergeant Matt Greb and the lineup.
I'll call off a number, then name and charge. If you have any questions or identification, please remember the number assigned to the prisoner as I call his name. At the end of each line, when I ask for questions or identifications, call out the number. If you're sure or not too sure of the suspect, have him held. The officers who took your name will assist you there seated among you. Please be prompt with your questions or identifications. When the prisoners leave here, they are sent to the washroom and dressed back into their jail clothes. It makes it quite difficult to bring them back after they leave here. The questions I ask these suspects are merely to get a natural tone of voice, so do not pay too much attention to their answers as they often lie. Bring on the line. All right, keep it moving, boys. Right over here to the end of the stage. That's it. Now turn and face front, hands to your sides. Now when I call you, step out and talk up so everybody in the room can hear you. Okay, number one, Robert Mockler, robbery. Where do you live, Robert?
17.45
What's your business?
Well, pipe fitter.
Who do you work for?
I'm not working. I used to work for Acme.
You have a car?
I don't own one.
Did you use a car on the job?
Yeah.
Well, what kind?
A Henry J., new one.
Where'd you get it?
Used car lot, so let me take it out for a demonstration. Job only took me 20 minutes. I had the car back in 30.
What color was it?
Light green. Good car. I'm thinking about getting one.
Afraid you'll have to wait a few years.
Yeah.
All right, number two, Yusuf Letter, adult. Where do you live, Yusuf?
I didn't mean to hit him. He's my friend.
Tell the people where you live, Yusuf.
First Avenue, 6654, 1/4 with my wife. She tell you I didn't mean to hit him.
Where do you work?
Steel mill. Open house. He's job for strong man.
You had a fight in a bar.
Yeah, but first one in 3 weeks, Sergeant.
You broke a man's jaw in 3 places.
Yeah, I hit him. But he was my friend.
What'd you hit him with?
Hit him with? My hand I hit him with. What do you think? My fist.
Well, if he was your friend, why...
Yeah, sure he's my friend, but we got drunk a little.
That seems to be a habit with you.
Just after work. What's the matter with that, Sergeant? Couple drinks after work.
The drinks we don't care about. It's the broken jaw that makes us a little unhappy.
It ain't yours.
Could have been. I could have been in that bar.
I gonna hit you? I don't even know you. Why I gonna hit you?
All right, Houston. Number 3, Thomas Wilson, drunk and disorderly. Where do you live, Tom?
Hotel. Some joint on 5th Street. I don't know the name. Just moved in yesterday.
It says here you live at 409 West Adams.
I lived there the day before yesterday. Moved out.
Why?
My wife. She made too much noise.
Your wife says you hit her.
Big deal. Sure, I belted her. You should have to listen to the racket she makes.
You beat her up pretty bad.
She just got sore 'cause I moved out. 4 years, the same sloppy kimono. Hair up in curlers. Always up in curlers. Looks like she just landed in a saucer.
Were you drinking?
I always drink when I'm home. Yap all the time. I gotta get oil so I don't hear it. And she hides the bottle and I gotta tear the joint apart. And she yaps. So I belted it. Big deal.
All right. Number 4, Everett Sweazy, loitering in suspicion. Where do you live, Everett?
Lieutenant?
Yeah, is that the man?
You'll
Yes,
have to
that's
talk
him.
up, Everett.
That's the man that was in front of the house.
Sergeant Graham.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Hold number 4 for interrogation.
You hungry?
Oh, a little.
Well, when we finish with this guy, let's get some dinner.
Sure.
Hi, Matt. Hello, Quack. Get a load of that tie, Ben.
What's the matter with it?
Are you kidding? Easter's a long way off, pal.
I think it's very colorful. Ah, come. Sweezy. Just like his name sounds. Funny little guy. Reminds me of a rabbit. Well, we'll have a talk with him. Will you need me?
No. Why not, Ben? That tie would scare Rasputin into a confession.
Oh, that's funny. Go get yourself some dinner. Thanks. Hello, Mr. Sweezy.
Hello, Lieutenant. Sergeant. Why am I here? You think I've done something?
We just want to ask you a few questions.
I was just out walking and a policeman arrested me. Why did I get arrested? I haven't done anything.
Do you always take walks at 4 o'clock in the morning?
I like to think. I take walks and I can think. I'm all alone and walking helps. It's peaceful early in the morning.
You do it often?
Oh, yes. There's nothing the matter with that. What's wrong with that?
Do you know a Dr. Simpson? Dr. Simpson, do you know him?
A Dr.
Simpson.
No, I don't know.
Well, he was the doctor who operated on your wife.
My wife, she's dead.
Yes. We're sorry.
I live with my sister now. I couldn't live in the house anymore. Jeanette's dresses hanging in the closet. Dr. Simpson?
Yes, you were arrested 5 blocks away from the doctor's house.
I don't know.
But he operated on your wife.
My wife's dead. Could I have a glass of water?
Sure, Matt.
Sure.
I don't feel very well. I haven't been well for a long time.
Now, what's been the trouble?
Headaches. My stomach's been upset, too. Haven't been able to sleep. I don't know. I guess I'm sick.
There you are.
Thank you. Is it a clean glass?
Well, sure it is.
So many germs. I'm very careful. I have so many colds. Thank you. Water tastes funny.
If you haven't been feeling so well, Mr. Sweezy, why don't you go to see a doctor?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'll clean it up.
You're liable to cut yourself. Be careful.
It's okay.
I'm terribly sorry.
Don't worry about it. Mr. Sweezy, Dr. Simpson was killed this morning around 3:30.
I feel just terrible. Couldn't I lie down for a while, please? I've got a bad headache.
I'll just dump this in the way.
You can lie down as soon as we finish talking to you.
But I don't know anything. I haven't done anything.
Dr. Simpson's servant saw you hanging around the neighborhood yesterday afternoon.
I don't know where I was yesterday afternoon. I went walking.
Dr. Simpson was killed in his car in front of his house at 3:30 the next morning.
I've got such a bad headache. Could I have another drink, please?
No glass.
The doctor was shot through the head with a .32 caliber automatic.
I'm just too tired to talk anymore. I feel so bad. My back aches.
Well, why don't you tell us about it? Then you can sleep.
I can't tell you anything. I just want to lie down for a while. I'll be all right then, and you can talk to me.
Look, Dr. Simpson operated on your wife. You were at the hospital. We checked.
I'm going to be sick.
Catch him. I guess he really is sick.
Hello, Lieutenant.
Yeah?
Everett's sister, Miss Sweezy.
Okay.
Go right in, Miss Sweezy.
How do you do, Miss Sweezy?
Hello.
Sit down, please. This is Sergeant Graham.
How do you do?
How do you do?
How is Everett?
He's in the infirmary.
They said he was sick. Why was he arrested, Lieutenant?
Suspicion.
What does that mean?
Did you know Dr. Simpson?
Yes. Yes, I knew him.
When Sergeant Quine talked to you this afternoon, he said that Dr. Simpson operated on your brother's wife.
Yes. Mr. Quine said Dr. Simpson had been killed. Is that why you arrested Everett?
Your brother was seen loitering in front of the doctor's house.
Everett takes walks.
Yes, we know
He
that.
was probably just walking.
Well, tell us something about your brother.
Well, there's nothing much to tell. He's always been sensitive. He paints. He's never really been well since he was a child, but He's a gentle person.
You don't think he'd kill anyone?
Oh, of course not.
He was very fond of his wife?
Oh, yes. They'd been married for some time. He really hasn't been the same since she died.
She died of cancer, didn't she?
Yes. Oh, it was a terrible thing. Everett suffered almost as much as she did. And then when she died, well, it was almost too much.
And he moved in with you?
Yes. He put his house up for sale. Or rather, I should say, I did. Everett just wouldn't think about it.
Did he ever say anything about Dr. Simpson?
Say what?
Well, maybe that he might have felt that the doctor was responsible for his wife's death.
No, most certainly not. Everett wouldn't do anything.
Lieutenant, can I see you?
Excuse me.
Yes, certainly.
Now, what is it?
Everett Sweazy. He just tried to hang himself.
Think he can talk to?
No, I think so, but you've got yourself a problem.
Oh, what do you mean?
He needs mental therapy.
Oh, that was obvious right after we picked him up.
Now, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I say it was very definitely paranoia. If he did kill someone, I don't think he was responsible.
Well, we have to find out if he did first.
Then what?
That's a good question.
Hi, Ben.
Hi. Any statement?
No, hasn't said 2 words.
Everett? Lieutenant Guthrie wants to talk to you.
No, I'm too tired.
Everett.
I don't want him in here.
He means Klein.
He wants to write down what I say. I don't want him in here.
Klein?
Okay.
I don't want him listening outside, writing down what I say. If I go to sleep, I might say things.
What things, Everett?
I don't want him listening.
Well, he's not. He's gone.
I want the doctor. Where's the doctor?
Right here.
I don't feel good. I'm sick. Give me something that will make me sleep.
No, certainly.
What's the matter with me? I've got such bad headaches. I ache all over.
You'll be all right, Everett.
Doctor.
Yes, I'm coming.
There. You'll sleep now.
Thank you. Lieutenant.
Yeah?
I don't care now. It doesn't really make any difference.
What doesn't?
That I killed Dr. Simpson. I killed him. He killed Jeanette, and I killed him. Oh, I feel so terrible. I'm glad I'm going to sleep now.
For refreshment while you work, for enjoyment anytime, chew a stick of Wrigley's Spearmint Gum. When your mouth feels dry, when you're warm or tired, Wrigley's Spearmint is really refreshing. The lively, full-bodied real mint flavor cools your mouth, moistens your throat, freshens your taste. And the chewing itself gives you a little lift, helps you feel your best and do your best. So for chewing enjoyment plus pleasant refreshment, chew delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Gum.
Morning.
Hi.
Did you get some sleep? You know it, like I was dead.
Oh, me too. They moved Everett this morning, County Hospital.
Psychiatric ward?
Yeah, about an hour ago. Glad that's over with.
Yeah, well, I'll have some breakfast and make out a report. You eat at home?
Just coffee. Molly had to take the kids to the park, some kind of a carnival or something. Sunday school's throwing it.
Hey, Eddie.
Hey.
How about 2 in the water, 4 minutes, and some sausages?
Right, man.
Double it, Eddie.
Double it.
Will you give me some coffee now?
Right, man.
A cigarette? Thanks. No, I smoked enough last night to give the city a smog puff. Hi, Klein. Have some coffee?
Well, he changed the towel.
I hate to do it, boys.
Oh, now, look.
This is too hot.
We haven't even had our coffee.
Find us in a half an hour.
It's Everett Sweazy.
Yeah, what about him?
They were just taking him into the county hospital. He slugged the guard. Got away.
I wonder who thinks up the names for streets.
You're one of the strangest things sometimes. What's that number again?
224. It's the next block.
You think Everett just came home and went to bed?
I doubt if he's that far off his rocker. Poor sister sounded scared to death on the phone.
Everybody's scared of cops.
I can't understand it. I'm such a nice fellow, really.
Huh. All the lights are out.
Yeah.
Maybe she's watching television.
Let's try the bank. Yeah, there's a light in there.
See anything?
Yeah. Fine way to treat your sister. Come on.
Huh?
Oh, locked. I better bust a window. All right. Give me a boost. All right. Come in. I'll untie her. You take a look around.
Right.
I'll have you loose in a minute, Miss Squeezy. Yeah. There we are. Now, don't try to talk just yet. Just let me get your arms, legs free.
Everett, he's gone mad. You've got to help him, please.
Here, let me help you up. All right, sit here. Now, Miss Sweazy, where's your brother?
I don't know. He was here when you called, but I couldn't tell you. He was like a crazy man.
Now, just tell us what happened.
He was here when you called. He was standing right over me with a gun. I was so frightened.
Did he say where he was going?
I'd have told you he was here, but I was so frightened. He was standing right beside me with a gun. That's why he came here, to get his gun.
Now, please, do you know where he went?
Yes, I'm trying to tell you. He went to kill Dr. Hanley. That's why he came for the gun. I wanted to tell you on the phone.
Well, who's Dr. Hanley? What's his first name?
His first name is John Hanley. He said he was going to kill him.
Get on the phone. Where's your phone?
In the hall.
Call Dr. John Hanley. Tell him not to leave the house. Get the address and tell him we'll be right there.
Right.
Oh, please, don't leave me. What if he comes back? What'll I do if he comes back?
He won't come back, Miss Sweezy. Now, please, try to calm down. I'll send one of our men over to stay with you.
I've seen it coming ever since Jeanette died. I could hear him crying.
Did Dr. Hanley take care of Everett's wife?
Oh, he did everything he could for Jeanette. He took care of her the best he could. I tried to tell Everett when he came for the gun.
Well, we'll stop him, Miss Sweezy. Now, please
Dr.
take...
Hanley's a fine doctor. He's taken care of me for years.
The doctor's out on the call, Ben. His wife said, though. We better get going.
But I'm alone here. And if they took my car, he might come back. What'll I do if he comes back?
There'll be a policeman here in 5 minutes. And now, look, don't worry. We'll stop Everett before he does any more harm.
Oh, yes. Please. But don't hurt him. Try not to hurt him. Please. Yes?
We're the police, Mrs. Hanley.
You're the police. Why, come in, won't you?
Thank you. Have you been able to locate your husband?
Why, yes, I just told one of your men where to find him.
You did what?
Please tell me what's wrong. This is all very disturbing.
Mrs. Hanley, we're the ones who called you.
But a man came to the door just a few minutes ago.
Did he say he was from the police?
Well, I just assumed it. Well, that is, I asked him if he was the officer that called, and he said yes.
What did he look like?
Oh, he was small and slender.
That's Everett. Yeah. Where's your husband, Mrs. Hanley?
He's making a call on Arden Road, 1456 Arden.
Do you know the phone number there?
Well, they have no phone. You've got to tell me. Is John in trouble? Who was that man?
Well, it's nothing serious, Mrs. Hanley. We're just checking on the next patient of the doctor's.
Oh, I see. But who was the man who came here?
The ex-patient. Come on, Matt, let's go.
KQRA from 13J.
KQRA.
Code 5 at 1456 Arden Road. Suspect armed and dangerous.
KQRA. Roger.
I wish I felt luckier tonight. The timing's off, man.
Yeah. How much further?
A few blocks.
You know, doctors sure lead a rough life. Molly's uncle's a doctor. Poor guy never gets any rest. We go over there for dinner once in a while, and he's never made it through his dessert yet. Always gets called away. I don't know how it keeps going.
Got a cigarette?
Yeah. I'll light it. Here. Thanks. You know, it's nice having a doctor in the family. When Molly was sick last year, her uncle took care of her. It didn't cost me a nickel. Except for the medicine.
Here we are.
Oh, relax, will you?
Yes, fine. Glad you're here. Oh, this is a pip. We were already on our way here when we got your call.
Please, you gotta do something. You gotta get him out of there.
This is Mr. Stafford. He put in a call for us.
That guy in there is crazy. He says he's going to kill the doc. You gotta get him out of there. He's got a gun. My kid is awful sick, and that lunatic in there's with a gun.
Now, take it easy, Mr. Stafford. What happened?
Well, my kid took sick tonight, and I called Dr. Hanley. A few minutes after he got here, this crazy guy comes to the door and says he's looking for the doc. I told him the doc was with my kid, so he pulls out a gun and goes on in. I ran to the corner gas station and called the cops.
I see. Well, now, is there anyone else in the house?
Well, no, there's just my kid and me. Get that guy out of there, will you?
Which room is it?
That one there on the ground floor where the light is.
All right, now you stay out here, Mr. Stafford. We'll get him out. Come on, man.
You gotta do something.
You think we'd better go in? This guy's liable to keep it quiet.
Okay.
Everett, please listen to reason.
Yeah, over there.
Very ill. I've got to get him to a hospital.
What for, Dr. Henley? So you can let him die?
Oh, please, Everett, try to understand.
How come you're so anxious to make people live, Doctor? How come you care whether he lives or not?
I wasn't responsible for Jeanette's death, Everett, any more than Dr. Simpson was. There was nothing any of us could do. You must believe me.
You told me you could save her. Dr. Simpson said the operation would save her. Why did you let her die? Why did you tell me you wouldn't let her die?
Oh, Everett, please. I'll try to explain to you about your wife. I'll try to make you see that there was no way to save her, but don't let this boy die. Let me take him to the hospital. Then you and I can talk.
I don't want to talk about Jeanette anymore. I don't want to see her face anymore. I don't want to hate you anymore. I'm going to kill you, Doctor. Jeanette wants me to kill you.
What do we do?
All right.
See if there's another door into this room. Maybe from the room down the hall.
I can to the boy. Give me just a few minutes.
Okay, but don't do anything wrong to him. Be sure you do the right thing. Go ahead, help him.
I'll need my bag.
Where are you going, Doctor? You're not leaving here.
It's right here on the chair.
Yes. What have you got in that
There's
needle?
another way in. The bathroom connects this bedroom and the other one.
What's the matter with
You
him?
go around through the bathroom. Count 10 from the time you leave here, then open the door and cover me.
His condition is very
Now,
acute.
now.
Go ahead.
One,
Give him the shot. I'm not going to wait
4,
much longer.
5,
Everett,
6,
take me out of here
7,
before you...
8,
At least
9,
take me to a phone.
10.
Let me call.
Drop it, Everett. Thank the Lord. Call an ambulance, man. Let's get him to the hospital. He's on the 3rd floor, Ben. 312. Okay. Did Gerson do the operation? Yeah. Said we didn't get him here any too soon.
Laura, please.
3, please. He was on the table for 2 hours.
Yeah? Well, if he pulls through this, it'll be one for the books.
Mm-hmm. If Dr. Hanley hadn't been there, he wouldn't have had a prayer.
3rd floor.
I hope he's conscious.
Yeah. Wonder what he'll have to say.
Yes?
Police, miss. Is he awake?
Yes, but he's not too strong.
We'll only be a minute. Hello, Everett.
Hello, Lieutenant. Tell me, please. Am I going to live? Did you talk to the doctor?
You've got a good chance. The doctor did a good job.
Is this the same hospital Jeanette was in?
Well, I don't know, Everett.
Find out for me, will you? I have to know. I'm scared.
Okay, I'll find out.
If it is the same, I don't want to stay here.
Now, look, you better not talk anymore.
Lieutenant, how's the kid? The little boy, is he still sick?
No, he's fine, Everett. The doctor removed his appendix, and he's going to be fine.
I'm glad. I didn't want him to die. But, Lieutenant, come closer, please.
Yes, Everett?
He still may die. If Dr. Hanley takes care of him, you mustn't let Dr. Hanley take care of him. Dr. Hanley killed my wife, you know.
Remember, friends, for refreshment while you work, for enjoyment anytime, chew a stick of Wrigley's Spearmint Gum. There's lots of lively, real mint flavor in it to cool your mouth, freshen your taste, and sweeten your breath. And chewing Wrigley's Spearmint helps keep you fresh and alert. You feel better, work better, get more fun out of doing things. So indoors, outdoors, at work or at play, always keep delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum handy. For refreshment while you work, for enjoyment anytime, chew a stick of Wrigley's Spearmint Gum. The lineup, where before you pass the innocent, the vagrant, the thief, the murderer. Listen again next week when the makers of Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum again bring you the lineup.
May I have your attention, please? You people out there on the other side of the wire in the audience room, may I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Greb, Sergeant Matt Greb. I'll explain the lineup to you. Each of the suspects you will see will be numbered. I'll call off a number, their name and charge. If you have any questions or identifications, please remember the number assigned to the prisoner as I call his name. At the end of each line, when I ask for questions or identifications, call out the number. If you're sure or not too sure of a suspect, have him held. The officers will took your name.
The lineup, starring Bill Johnstone as Lieutenant Ben Guthrie and Wally Mayer as Sergeant Matt Greb, was written by Charles E. Israel and edited by Blake Edwards and Richard Quine, with music by Eddie Dunstetter. Featured in tonight's cast were Parley Bayer, I Haverback, Jay Novello, Peter Leeds, Junius Matthews, Virginia Gregg, Jean Bates, and Mary Jane Cross. The lineup is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. Stevenson speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Welcome back. I have to say, the placement for that first ad by Wrigley was just horrible. Really, was there a worse place you could have put an ad? It just really interrupted things. So, not a huge fan of the way that was placed. All right. Well, we do have one listener comment. I want to let you know that coming up on Sunday, we'll have a video theater episode. This will be an episode of the 1950s Sherlock Holmes series, and I think you'll enjoy that. And next month we'll have an actual movie. We've been doing TV episodes a lot, but next month we're going to do an actual movie, and I'll tell you about that at the time. But we do have a new review on iTunes. Zippy writes, I've been listening to this podcast almost since the beginning. Adam provides very insightful commentary that you don't get anywhere else in the OTR pod world. Well, thanks so much, Zippy. I appreciate your comment and your support. That will actually do it for today. We will be back on Monday with a yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and then join us back on Saturday for another episode of The Lineup. In the meanwhile, send your comments to box13 at greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives, and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/Radio Detectives. But from Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.